Hello friends. Welcome to Fictional Vortex. How are you all? So we are back with an interesting series on what if Naruto became an assassin for the Akatsuki. Naruto and Goku. Also be sure to subscribe and like this video. Now let's begin. Many people of the village were running after someone in furious look on their faces. Each and every person around their intent to kill on their face, each and every person having some kind of weapon with them. It didn't matter what kind of weapon it was, they just got whatever their hand they could have reached to. This was usual for the person who was been chased. He really didn't know what to do, why they were after him. Sometimes before now he even asked these people why they are doing this to him. They just would say that, you know why we are doing this to you. Don't act like you didn't know anything, or they would just beat him and not answer. He even stopped asking them when from experience. From those beating he had known that if he asked that question he would get even for intense beating. It is not like each beating was any kind of slack, mind you. But today was different, for each year at this time of year he used to get most worst of beatings. Like they would beat him till he would be in brink of death. But what the poor boy didn't know that they would all think he was dead and then they went so that they could not be caught by Hokage. The said boy had blonde hair and blue eyes which now had fear in it. He had fox-like 3-whisker mark on both of his cheeks and orange our dress which cannot be missed by anyone. This boy was none other than Naruto Uzumaki. Now the said boy was running as fast as he can with not a thing in mind but one, where to go and how to escape. But for the unfortunate kid he found a dead end and now he know he will face suffering again, and then first of pain started when this mob began to beat him senselessly. The poor kid didn't had a chance to say anything, he just screamed out of pain. This went on for nearly 15 to 20 minutes and now the boy was very badly bruised and bloodied everywhere. The said boy now was just whimpering and asking for apology for them for whatever he did to them because he didn't know why they were beating, and suddenly it stopped. Then he heard a voice of some young person. He could just listen now, because his eyes were also hurting him and his face full of blood. He was relieved that the people beating him were stopped. "Mizuki-san, why did you stop us?" asked one person from the mob. "Yes, the demon must be killed," said another. "He killed my whole family and now I will kill this demon spawn," said third person. "I told to stop so that we too wanted to have fun," said the Mizuki leader of the group. With him he had some 6 ninjas all who had just become chunin recently. All those people cheered them knowing these ninjas here could do more damage to the demon than they could ever do. After hearing this, poor boy tried to run and just thinking how to escape to be could do nothing because of pain. "Please, don't hurt me. I really didn't do anything." Plural. Blooded kid screamed when a kunai hit his left leg stuck inside. "Don't tell lies to us, you little demon spawn. We all know what you did," said one of ninja, and mob were cheering for them. "Please, don't." "Who?" The said ninja broke his leg. Then the hill broke loose. Now all the ninjas started to throw kunai, like the blooded boy was a practice dummy. The boy had pain like never before and fell into blissful unconscious. After seeing that the demon not moving they stopped, and the leader of the group said that all should leave now before the Hokage could know or Anbu find them. So they all left with the boy blooded there, hoping no one finds him and would die painfully. Council meeting room. This all happened in just 1 hour, where at time the Hokage was in meeting with council. And said council, especially civil council, were asking for execution of one Naruto Uzumaki, where the said Hokage just denied it with feeling of new headache starting. Little did he know that it was only a diversion where something big going on outside Hokage Tower. When Hokage came to Hokage Tower with the headache as big as Hokage Mountains, he sat in his seat tiredly. Then thinking about what this all started from, he saw his successor portrait Yondaime. If you would have been here, they would never have opened their mouth. I don't know how you would have dealt with this damn council, or maybe you would have killed them by now, smiled thinking about old days. Then he turns to the table, seeing another tower of paperwork, he sighed and said to Yondaime portrait, "I sometime feel that you just went and died on me just so that you can escape from this damn paperwork." Now seeing to papers on table, like burning those to ground with some kaiden jutsu. Outside the ANBUs were searching for a kid who had blonde hair and orange jumpsuit, and they had lost track of him nearly for 1 hour now. Near the gate an Anbu saw that ANBU You captain just returning from mission which he went yesterday and was not expected to return till tomorrow. So he went to him. Sir, I hope mission went well. Asked Anbu Eagle. Yea, it went well. It was not a problem as we thought it would be, said smiling to his comrade for nearly 5 years now. The said mission was A-ranked mission with tugs and A-ranked missing nin with some of his companions. Mission needed stealth and so were expected use of some different lighting and water elemental jutsu, so he himself took the mission because village was still recovering from Kyuubi. Eve. And though they had recovered with having many genin, chunin and junin, but they still were lacking in Anbu. Anyway Eagle, what are you doing here? Weren't you have to be in office for meeting with your new team coming to join? Anbu Inu asked while moving towards the Anbu office. The idiot newbies who were supposed to guard blonde kid lost track more than 1 hour before and they just informed me. In annoyed with some new Anbu members and knowing guarding this day was more than important. What? So I sent 3 teams to search him. Inu Anbu was concerned now he had travel D with high speed even for normal Anbu so that he can come and watch over the kid. Not that he didn't had confidence in his comrades in keeping kid in safe, but he always tried to be there for him especially this time of the year October 10th. So he was about to make summoning jutsu when he heard someone coming. The said kid still was unconscious and didn't know he was going to die if not treated quickly. Sometime later luckily one of the Anbu members searching for him found. Said person was just went to that small ally because she and her nin dog could smell blood. When she went there, she was horrified of what she saw. The person who they were searching for was dead in front of her. Her nin dog went near and sniffed and barked at his master. The Anbu who was little bit shocked and stunned after another bark from her dog, she gave signal to her others. Wolf to Eagle, Taicho. Target is found near shack of west side of village. He is severely wounded and might be dead. Anbu Eagle turned to the person who was coming and said, report, sir. We covered south part of the village but are still searching for the target, said bear masked Anbu. But at that movement Eagle and the bear got the massage at the same time from the walkie, one-way radio, from which they were all connected and paled. Eagle turned to Inu but he had already gone by the very little sound of voice he heard from their walkie of his and bear. It didn't take too long for them to do the same. Inu after hearing the news was feeling like got hit with his sensei's Rasengan. He thought of Naruto as his little brother and thought of him as a part of an family, even though he did talk to him only once, and now hearing the news of his death like he had lost his connection to the world. Knowing this day he lost everything 6 years before, his sensei and now his little brother. In his mind he was thinking of the ways he can kill the person who did this to Naruto. When he reached the place what he saw just both horrifying and joyful. Horrifying was the sight and was feeling happy seeing that the Anbu was trying to heal Naruto, which for him meant that he was alive. Wolf Moss. Ked Anbu turned to seeing that Inu captain had arrived, so he reported to him because he was senior. Sir, target secure and is alive but still seriously injured. I have closed many wounds and cuts but still he has lost too much blood. Why didn't you give him blood pill? Asked Inu. Sir, I don't have it sir, and he isn't ninja, so I thought there will be no chakra in him to use pill. Replied Wolf. Inu just took a pill and put it in Naruto's mouth and saw his condition, not caring what she had said about pills because he had known that this kid had more chakra than any high-level genin. He had known little about medical or healing jutsu because he had never required one, because his ex-teammate Rin was very good at it and they were easily be dependent on her. Go and inform Hokage about it and say that I will be on my way to hospital with him when after I heal some more of his deep cuts and make him stable to carry. After that, bring a team to hospital and send others to office. Yes, sir. And Wolf, when she turned he said good job in healing him. Sir, she saluted him and went to Hokage to inform him. At that time Bear and Eagle came. When Inu had bow the kid to stable and movable saw that little bit of color had come back from blood pill. All had known that kid was really lucky to have Kyuubi for at least once this time, because if it was not there the kid would have died long time ago. Now Inu took the boy and went towards hospital, only thanking Kami in his mind for keeping Naruto alive. Hokage Tower. The Hokage was about to start do the paperwork, asking Kami to help him from this paperwork. He didn't want to deal with it today, and that time point he heard knock and sigh in relief, thinking anything would be better than this paperwork or those council meetings. Come in, said Hokage. Wolf-masked Anbu came inside and bowed to him and said, "Hokage-sama, it have news," said in dreadful voice. "Report," said Sandame Hokage. Then when Wolf reported and saw Hokage face, thought of running away. A second later Hokage was not there, and when she saw behind that the door was now open, she didn't know how to react. As like Hokage had used Yondaime's priced jutsu. But she now just left for another part of her mission. Hospital. Inu had reached to the hospital as soon as possible with high speed, even for the Anbu level ninjas to see. And he brought the boy when he was stable enough to move, and he also knows that if he is not treated soon he might die even with his tenant inside him. When he reached hospital, he directly went to a doctor to treatment of the kid. "Take that demon out of my hospital, he is not allowed in here," said the very high-ranked doctor in hospital. And which was wrong thing to saw. Why? Because when in instant that word left his mouth, his throat was split open and the blood was pouring out and he was dead in next second. "Now who else will deny treatment?" asked the very angry Inu-masked Anbu. "Take him to the ICU, I will treat him," said one of the doctor, and ordered his crew member to set up the room for treatment. Inu seemed grateful under his mask and didn't waste a second. Dian went into the room and the doctor with his crew went to work, when Inu came out and ordered Bear to go in ICU and keep a watch on them. Now he had faith in doctor, but the crew member was different matter. When Hokage came and saw that Inu was there and there was also body of doctor on the ground, and the said doctor was not by any small mean any other one but was highly reached with council members having his back. Seeing this, Hokage raised his eyebrow. Inu-masked Anbu just shrugged and said he broke the law. Hokage sighed and seeing new headache coming, and he also sensed the tiredness in his voice and said, "I want report written on this and mission in 3 days on my table." "Yes, Hokage-sama," said relived Anbu. No, he was still too tired for do anything and loads in mind he needs a big break. After nearly 4 hours the doctors came out. Seeing Hokage he bowed with respect. "Can you tell me how is he now? And what is his amount and extent of injuries?" asked Hokage to the doctor. "Yes, Hokage-sama, if you come with me to my office we can speak there." They went to his office where he was offered seat. "Hokage-sama, his injuries were fatal. I don't know how he managed to survive the amount of time he did with his injuries. And as I was told inside in the ICU that he was treated by field medics and given a blood replenishing pill. So till the truth, I don't want to imagine his condition at that point, and seeing the torn places of his cloth there was many wounds, and that medics did great job in keeping him alive so that he could to reach here." He continued after taking the boy's medical report in hand. He had 3 broken rib bones, broken left leg in 3 places, a puncture left lung very near to heart. Lucky that they had missed and hit high S lung, but still very fatal, and luckily survived. A kunai stab at lever, but again lucky that it didn't reach through it, but just it got hit. His backbone had broken and many kunai and shuriken stabs were there on his back, leg and hand. His face also had many cut but were healed without leaving the scars, but scars on his back will remain. The doctor completed the report with pale face. Even now he didn't believe that he had saved peasant with so much injuries, because he just joined the hospital and was not so much confidence in his abilities. Hokage was also horrified by thinking a boy no more and 6-year-old facing this and enduring this kind of injuries and pain. He turned to doctor and asked anything else. "Hokage-sama, he will be in hospital for maybe next 3 to 4 months, and I cannot tell about how his mental state will be till he wakes up. After enduring this amount of pain, you know what I am saying, Hokage-sama, but he is still unconscious and we don't know when he will wake up." Bowed his head in shame, seeing how anyone could do those things to any person, leave alone a child. He was disgusted with his own village people. Sandame also bowing his head for same reason and asked, "Okay. I will assign 2 Anbu guard to him." Seeing what happened in the hospital sometime before and left. Outside Anbu Inu was waiting. Seeing him he just said he will live, now go home and rest, and left the hospital with Sunshin. Hokage Tower. Sandame was seen out and watching the Hokage mountain, especially the last face of the mountain, and thinking, was this what you wanted, Minato-kun? And thinking about that night. Flashback no jutsu. Konoha Hospital at the time of Kyuubi's attack. Minato Namikaze, the yellow flash, and Yondaime Hokage of Konoha looked over his dying wife and newborn son. "Minato-kun. Kushina-chan. Minato-kun. Please, don't cry. I know that I am going to die within the next hour, and I know what you need to do." Kushina raised her hand, her usual bright red hair a dull burnished orange, to her husband's cheek and with a weak effort wiped his tears. Remember, we love him, and always will, even after death, and one day, he will forgive. As for what we are about to put him through. The machine monitoring Kushina Uzumaki's, Konoha's Crimson Fury, princess of the Whirlpool Village heart rate flat-lined and left a silent baby in the arms of Minato Namazaki, ruler of Konoha, widower and late father. After Minato pulled himself together, he walked out of the room with Naruto wrapped in a gold-trimmed blanket decorated with red foxes over black fabric in his arms. I'm sorry for what I'm about to do to you, my son, and I want you to know, me and your mother loved you. I hope this village sees you as a hero, but no one. Most people, they will fear and hate what they do not understand, but maybe my people are not like other villages. Again I am sorry, my son, my little Naruto-chan. Minato walked towards the Hokage Tower. Outside the walls of Konoha, it seemed that all was lost for the people of Konoha. Ninjas died by the hundreds, with no chance of slaying the vile beast. Even the third Hokage could not stand against the beast long, eventually being forced to retreat, if only to ensure that if the village survived, there would be a leader remaining. For you see, the third knew what was coming, and that his successor would not be in this world by the time the ordeal was finished. Hold on for just a little longer, the blonde ninja thought to himself, and as he raced through finishing the last of the forbidden seal. The Shiki Fujin, a seal created for the sole purpose of sealing away demons, at the cost of one's own life. Running out of his Hokage Tower after preparation, the blonde raced for the Kyuubi's location at a speed nearing the speed of light. With a throw and a yellow flash, there standing before him was the great nine-tailed demon fox. With a bite of his thumb, 5 short hand seals, and a cry of Kuchio's no jutsu, the great toad Gamabunta was summoned. Standing 60 feet tall, about the same height as the Kyuubi, the toad was orangish-brown, wearing a blue vest with the kanji for toad on the back. And wielding his tanta, which was about half the size of himself, the toad boss was truly a sight to behold. However, it was not him the people were looking at, it was the man atop his head. The blonde ninja, the Yondaime Hokage and quite possibly the world's greatest ninja, standing 6 feet 2 tall, with a Junin flak jacket, blue ninja pants and shirt, and his Tr. Adamark white cape with the kanji, Konoha's yellow flash, on the back, stood proudly, radiating a power which could seem to overwhelm all who opposed him. The Yondaime has arrived, cried many ninjas from the ranks. The Kyuubi too took notice of the great being before him. Not as great as himself of course, but indeed powerful. With a lightning-fast slash of a claw, the great toad Gamabunta was wounded. A scar reaching from his left eyebrow to next to his nose, damaging the left eye. Jumping back, Gamabunta growled, "If you can do something, kid, do it quick, I can't handle too much damage." "I will, just keep us close. If we get too far away, this won't work," the Yondaime yelled to his toad comrade. "I'll do what I can," the toad replied, and jumped high into the air. Anu. NC Ing Sweden. Tepidama water release, water bullet. 3 large orbs of water fired straight towards the Kyuubi, only to be deflected by its tails with seemingly little effort. While this happened, the Yondaime was quickly going through all 125 of the required seals. When Gamabunta landed, he was hit by one of the Kyuubi's tails, greatly injuring his organs. Yondaime as well was struck by some of the Kyuubi's energy. But at the same time he shouted out his technique, in a voice which rang louder than any of Kyuubi's roars. Shiki Fujin no Jutsu, dead demon imprisonment technique, in an instant, the Kyuubi, Yondaime, and consequently Gamabunta disappeared. Only Sarutobi, the third Hokage, saw where the Kyuubi went. Its energy along with that of an unknown source that felt almost like the Yondaime's was felt entering the stomach of a newborn baby. The Yondaime's son, Namikaze Naruto, was now sealed with the greatest of the Biju within him. The cry which echoed within the barely lit room where Sarutobi and Naruto resided was not heard by many, but for Sarutobi, it would be the most painful experience for him, as he couldn't do anything to stop it. All the remaining ninjas on the battlefield cheered uproariously as they believed the Kyuubi had died. However, the cheering didn't last long, as they quickly noticed the absence of the Yondaime's body, as well. as the number of corpses littered around them. The cries of pain were not ignored for more than a second, and quickly the remaining ninjas gathered the wounded and the dead, treating or burying them depending on the circumstances. End of flashback. No jutsu. Thinking about that night of 6 years from now had always brought tears from his eyes. Both parents of Naruto were great ninja and even before that great people. And each sacrificed their life for their loved ones. Hoping from his all heart that wherever they were at least they be watching on Naruto. Little did he know how correct his hoping was. Other world. Shinigami or K as were in other world was not happy would be saying Hokage mountain is bigger than humans. No K was furious and sky of his planet was thundering and storm was starting. Minato who was meditating fell down from rock he was seating in when he saw Shinigami's face and he nearly wet his pant. He had known Shinigami for some time now that was a man happy and carefree attitude always laughing and trying to make decent jokes. But now he knows something big was wrong and he have to calm him otherwise this planet may blow up. He had once here. That a person had done that and they had to go somewhere else to leave till he got another planet. He had even said that he Shinigami stayed dead for some time. So he went to him and asked what happened. He saw and said touch my shoulders you will see. What Minato saw he didn't expected to see. A mob was chasing someone that someone was none other than his own son Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. And after that what he saw made him sick and nearly go there and destroy them all. He was feeling sick of himself for putting Naruto through this. He had expected for worse the villagers to hate him seer at him knowing a Jinchuriki's life but never expected to see them go beat an innocent child by themselves. After whole incident was over he was pale, feeling sick and he don't know what all emotions came to his face. After some time he asked Shinigami is there any way I can help him Shinigami-sama. Shinigami shook his head and said no. This is not the only case I was mad at Shinigami at which Minato turned his face to him with questioning face there is a group called Akatsuki. They are going after all other tail beast demon which means they will be after your son soon. Not now but in next 10 years and why I am worrying is all the 9 members of the group will be S-class missing Nin 1 is nearly many times stronger than you but he is still hiding and playing with everyone being deception card. Now Minato was worried too because he himself had known that he was not a slouch and in his world he was even considered as strongest ninja so whoever he was he must be someone good with not taking part in last war in his world. So again he asked Shinigami what can I do to help him Shinigami-sama. You can't do anything, even if you were sent back to Life it won't do any good and it is not possible said Shinigami. Isn't there someone who can help him? Asked Minato after some time of silence. Shinigami thought for a while and a smile came on his face and said there is only one person who can help him and it has been a long time since we talked maybe even around 200 years. Minato thought, who might it be? And, might he be any help Becca? You's dead can't go back to help and if this man is alive then he would be too old to help that is if he is human. So Minato asked the next question in his mind bring Shinigami back to reality is he human? You can say kind of he is one person whose race is kind extinct now with a smile on his place he is the strongest person alive I know in universe or you can say strongest person ever live. Now Minato could not contain his curiosity and asked who is he? What is his name? His name is Goku, he is the funniest person I know and with kindest heart even in the fight he had used to how mercy when asked and always gave second chance for redemption. He continued he is a Saiyan and spent his whole life with humans and also married and happily lived with them, he could always be. Ring smile to others face whatever the time may be. Where is he now asked Minato. He went to train and never heard from him from then on said Shinigami, now wait so I will try to contact him and also I should search for him. Minato's head was spinning. This said man was very strong then also he had gone to train for what he was told for 200 years how strong and furious will this NB, and, I should ask him about a little spar or I can ask for tipper, but came out of his thought when Shinigami started to speak. Goku can you air me? Asked Shinigami. K is that you? Ha ha how have you been? It'd been some time now isn't it? A joyful voice came from somewhere. You idiot it year nearly than 200 the last time you spoke to me said Shinigami annoyed. Ray, LLY I didn't know it was that long I thought it was nearly 1 or 2 years he. Replied an embarrassed but still jovial voice from somewhere. Minato who was listening just face palmed on ground. What are you doing? Are you free? I needed your help with some friend of mine now, asked Shinigami hopefully. Yea, I am free, was just meditating, should I come there, asked again jovial voice BEF. Or Shinigami could answer, he said, here I come. Minato was just thinking with awestruck for what just happened and thought, how a person can come from far apart planet like it was his neighbor, and how this guy was speaking to Shinigami as if he was very close friend. So in a next instant a person with height around 6'2" with light blue color top which was like Hyuga's kimono but lit a bit short, which ended at his waist length, and white pants with having belt tied to his hip. He had black hair which was little bit standing at 2 edges. Even then the person looked good with his toned body, and he was emitting some kind of calm, even though he could see and feel that this person was easily stronger than him, but the person was relaxed and had smiling face and in a no anyone can say that he is old by the look. How have you been, K? And what you need me for? Asked this person jovially again. Hello Goku, I am fine and you look good yourself, said Shinigami. Oh, and this is Minato, he is also from your part of universe but completely hidden from rest, so not even Boo or Frieza or others could not find them, said laughing, imagining about them not finding. He himself wouldn't have found if Minato didn't call him to seal him. Once before he had seen that planet but didn't keep an eye on that planet like some others. He then continued, he is a great guy. He fought well for his village but couldn't keep up in the end, so he performed a dangerous technique to defeat a demon and sacrificed his life. He was considered as one of the strongest person of his world. Hello there, pleased to meet you, and my name is Goku, said Goku, giving his hand to shake. Pleased to meet you Goku-sama, said Minato, shaking his hand. Oh, please call me Goku, Minato said, laughing. Seeing this, Shinigami fell down and rolling on the floor laughing. Knowing Goku, no one called him anything but Goku or Master in Ube's case, but nothing else. After some time he calmed Ed down and started to inform him about situation they were in so that he could help. Please Goku, help my son, at least he needs a chance to survive, asked Minato to Goku, who was thinking something seriously for first time. Tell me Master K, how strong will be the enemy? Asked Goku. I think he might be as strong as Frieza, and in talent wise I can say greater number of technique than Cell. With having fought others and we could copy technique from others, but before you go Minato will teach you as much as he can, knowing different technique himself. But how can I teach him all in such a short time? Asked Minato, turning to Shinigami, then turned to Goku and said, I really didn't mean to look down on you, as I heard from this Shinigami-sama many things about you. It is just that SA are the technique we use in our world and it takes very long time to learn it, even though I know you are genius, said Minato, hoping he did not upset him. Goku just laughed and said, don't worry about that, you just think about the technique and how will it work, then I will understand and will master it easily. Minato jaw hung open and was on the ground, same as this Shinigami, who was equally shocked. How can you do that Goku? Asked this Shinigami. I was able to do that when I mastered Super Saiyan 5, grinned Goku sheepishly and scratching back of his head in embarrassed. But this time this Shinigami's jaw dropped to floor, and after some time he asked, don't you get tired from getting strong? Goku just laughed and didn't comment on it, but he turned to Minato and asked if he is ready, because now both should be concentrating. Goku should concentrate on keeping link between them open, and Minato should send all the information about the things he seemed or wished to teach his son through the link. It took nearly 2 hours to finish, because Yondaime was not only known for Rasengan and Hiraishin no Jutsu but also ninjutsu, Kenjutsu, Taijutsu, Genjutsu, Fuinjutsu. He was no WN is nearly genius, so he had all kind of technique to in mastery level or cage level and Genjutsu with high Anbu level or even Sanin level. He had also known about Kenjutsu of Uzumaki's, which his with used famed in all the elemental country, and which even raveled 7 swordsmen of the mist. In the whole he gave all he had known and just left out few of the very dangerous ones like Shiki, Fujin and others, which where it was suicidal. After that Minato was tired. It was like running for nearly 2 or 3 days in a row without stopping. He saw Goku and shocked what he saw, the sweating a little bit, but nothing else. He had guess about technique after it started that it. Now he felt as though Gamabunta had sat on him. And he had known that Goku would also be feeling same tiredness or even more than what he felt. Because the working of technique they used. It was like he was showing each and everything by doing the jutsu, and each time showed it or sent the information onto Goku. On receiving end he could nearly feel what Goku did with it and which was practicing the jutsu from the information he received. It was like going for a long roller coaster and which is not small thing to do. In 2 hours like he had taught him nearly 2,500 ninjutsu, 10 kenjutsu styles, fuinjutsu, 8 taijutsu, and nearly so 100 genin to junin level genjutsu and then nearly collapsed after that. Goku said, "Oh, those were a heck of technique you know." After shaking he said, "Take rest and train because after I come we will spar. Now I will go and sword the technique, or should I say jutsu you thought me." Smiled and disappeared. He came back and again asked how old is he. Minato's face palmed. 6 he said. "Okay, bye," and disappeared. But again he came and asked what is his name again. So, sweat drops formed back of his head and said Naruto, Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. "Okay, bye," and disappeared again. Now Shinigami was laughing out loud. When he came again and asked Shinigami this time where is that planet. This time Shinigami, who was now laughing and rolling on ground after some time, he said elemental planet in northeast direction. He said right, okay bye, and disappeared again. Minato, who was also smiling seeing the eagerness of the universe strongest man and acting like an idiot. "He will do the job right?" asked Minato to Shinigami, now little bit concerned and amiss. "Ed, by all the things happened in last few hours." On hearing that, Shinigami again went into fits of laughter, thinking that Goku would never change how much ever strong he gets, and Minato just thought, YHA. He is the funniest, strongest and kindest person I would ever meet. Hospital in Konohagakure. Mindscape. Naruto opened his eyes to a sewer. The water was only about ankle level. He felt he was walking down a massive pathway in a sewer system, soaked with water which nearly came to his ankle. He came to one end, and looked in awe. The giant gate before him was large enough to slide Hokage Mountain through. Then his blue eyes noticed gleaming red ones, staring him down. Naruto watched, fear-filled, but in awe, as a single tail of the legendary nine-tailed fox, Kyuubi no Yoko, strongest of the demon world, burst into flames, lighting up the whole area. He fell back, landing in the water, looking up at the towering fox form. The demon snarled ferociously in his direction. As he continued, he noticed a heavy air. It swirled around with a maliciousness Naruto had not ever felt. The Ki was getting insufferable, yet Naruto went on and finally came to a room with no ceiling in sight and huge bars kept shut with what appeared to be a single piece of paper with the kanji for seal on it. "You must be Naruto. I was wondering when you would show up," said the huge kitsune, in a deep, animalistic voice, with a heavy dose of malice. Naruto looked up in confusion. "Aren't I dead?" Kyuubi laughed loudly. "Silly ninja, it takes more than that to kill a Jinchuriki of mine." Naruto looked both relieved and more confused. "What's a Jinch? That word?" "If it was possible," Kyuubi smirked, "a Jinchuriki, a concept developed by you ninja, is the name given to a ninja who contains a demon, generally one of Weibiju, via a sealing jutsu," explained the fox. "And I'm one of them." "Cool. Which demon do I have?" Naruto asked eagerly. Kyuubi groaned. "Me, you freaking idiot," growled Kyuubi. Naruto would have whimpered if he had anything but fear in his body. So he left his foolish act behind him so not to mess with Kyuubi. Kyuubi on the other hand, noticing some of the wounds on his body and Kyuubi's eyes narrowed and asked just to confirm its guess, "Very well ninja, I would ask a boon of you if you will. Put your hand up. On the cage I wish to see the life my pampered container has lived." Naruto's eyes narrowed. "Why would you think I lived a pampered life?" The Kyuubi responded, "That was the last thing your Yondaime, I believe it was, said before he sealed me. See him as the hero he is." Naruto's eyes widened before going to their usual apathetic state. "Very well Kyuubi, but know this, try anything and I will lock you up in a tighter cage than this and you will never see the light of day again." Kyuubi was impressed he had the balls to threaten it. Kyuubi chuckled. "Very well ninja, I will not try anything on word of my demon self. That is something no demon is willing to lose." Naruto nodded, satisfied with the Kyuubi before starting toward the bars. Naruto continued his trek confident and sure. He laid his hand on the bars and said, "Come Kyuubi, see the life I have lived and see if you respect me after this." Kyuubi laid its paw along the bars and viewed Naruto's life. When the transfer was finished, Kyuubi roared, its 9 tails lashing the bars trying to get out the cage. "Let me out. Those child beaters." They will pay. What rubbish humans can be more demonic than the worst demon? The Kyuubi continued on its tirade of the villagers before Naruto spoke. Stop please. Naruto looked at the huge demon with wonder and awe. The supposed general of hell itself was more caring and helpful than his fellow humans in the village hidden in the leaves. His eyes filled with tears. Thank you, he said quietly, emotionally. No one has ever really helped me before. A gentler side of the demon's personality appeared, one he had buried underneath rage and power for centuries. I know, brat, after seeing what you went through your life. I must say, I am appalled as to your treatment. The fourth was but a mortal man, but he won my respect through sheer tenacity. And so, I respect you as well, for facing such a burden at such an age. Even we demons don't set such things on our kits. Naruto's mind was overloaded with information. The killer of thousands of shinobi, the Kyuubi no Kitsune no Yukai, respected him at an equal level to the Yondaime. In Naruto's mind, they were already friends. Naruto said, can I ask you something, Kyuubi? Still not sure how to react with or ask the most dangerous being in the planet and not to upset it. Anything you want to know I will tell, but only if I feel if you are worthy enough, it said. Kyuubi, still amused about this ninja human. None till now could stand in front of its face and talk with Kyuubi no Yoko. Not even a person before this kid who had held it in different seal. And from the look and by scent of this kid she could tell that he was her child, which means that maybe that another blonde was her before Container's mate. Can you tell me why did you attack this village? Asked, hoping to get answer. Why do you think that I wanted a reason to attack the place? Asked Kyuubi, still amused. As I can see your reasoning and questioning skill and also your pride as strongest demon will not allow you to cause any silly damages. I can also say that you have emotions and very. One I can say by seeing reaction for my beating. By just looking all of this I can also tell that you think us humans as pitiful creatures as we humans think of other animals, and so when we attack a NY animals then it may be for only 3 reasons. 1, they caused any problem to us or hunted for food, or they may be dangerous for us. And by way you talked to earlier talk of ours I can also say that you are very intelligent. So now tell me, why did you attack this village? Asked Naruto, no taking breath for first time since he started to talk. Kyuubi, after listening the way he talked and his reasoning for his belief, just could not hold much longer and started laughing because it never expected any person or it was humanly possible to reason with the Kyuubi no Yoko. Not only that, but his reasoning was also correct. After some time it calmed down and said, you have big mouth and you talk a lot, said with still laughing little bit. Naruto at first thought Kyuubi was making fun of him and was about to lash out at it, but after last statement he grinned and laughing little bit at himself, seeing funny side of it. He already liked Kyuubi even though whatever the village people say about it. It was fun talking to it. No one till now had given time to him except his Ji-chan and few people who always follow him and keep him safe. Even in the only 3 talked Ji-chan, Blackman, and Silverman because they didn't tell their names, saying that it was secret. Even in them only Ji-chan would speak to him now and then, but he had dangerous work of writing in paper and he did not want to disturb him. So he was always lonely, never any person to speak, and now speaking with Kyuubi like a friend was good. But he needs to ask it if it wants to be his friend first. He came out of his thoughts after Kyuubi started to speak. Yes brat, you are right all you said. And good, you have very good critical reasoning skills, said Kyuubi with no malice in its voice. Stop calling me brat. My name is Naruto, said Blonde, annoyed at Kyuubi, and you still didn't answer my question. Aren't you peasant one, said Kyuubi, still amused at this kid. Okay, I will, is what I can be, that I won't say each and everything till I deem you worthy enough. Okay, said Naruto, noting that Kyuubi didn't say that it will not tell him, just not now. Kyuubi satisfied that kid didn't demon all information because it felt Naruto was not strong enough to know his parents. It had known that it would be hard on him when he knows about them. His parents had many enemies and strong enemies to boot. It had known its past Container's life, and because of the seal, the first interaction between Container and Tenant can only occur when the Container comes and visit it and give access to their senses. Kyuubi started before the night I attacked the village. I was sealed in different person, and because of some complications the seal had become weak. Using this situation an advantage, a person with black dress with orange mask came and brought the seal from my former Container, and I was free. Kyuubi, thinking about that fateful night that person put me under a genjutsu as Soon as I was out, not giving me any chance to recover from what happened and to think clearly. Little anger on its voice when it said when I was under genjutsu I didn't know clearly what had happened. When I broke through genjutsu I saw that many ninja of this place were attacking me. So I started to defend myself from them. Then their leader came and sealed me inside you, sacrificing himself, said Kyuubi sadly. Naruto didn't know how to react this. He felt sad for all Kyuubi, its former container, Yondaime, and last on himself, and he was feeling angry on Yondaime for sealing into him and putting him through this. But he also had feeling of overwhelmed by thinking his hero had selected him personally, and it was like he had given him the task of keeping Kyuubi at bay from others. So he didn't know how to react to these things. On the other hand, now he was the only person who knows what really happened that dreadful night. But he wanted only one thing he had to know for just satisfaction. Do you know why Yondaime chose me to seal you inside me? Asked with full of emotion in his voice. It just saw desperation in the kid's eye to no answer, not anger or any malice towards his parents, so it just said, yes, I think I can guess the answer, but I feel you must become more strong to know his feelings, and another reason is technically only a child with no chakra or started to developing his chakra coil. Kanabiju as me can be sealed, or the chakra coil will be damaged and he will explode and we will be free, so it should be sealed in newborn child. Naruto was satisfied with the answer because again he told that he will get answer when he became strong, thinking, if I need the answer then he needed to be peasant and become strong. Tats it right, then determination in his eyes, so will become strong enough to know the answer, then thought, how can I become strong? Who will help him to become strong? Then answer came to him, so he did the only thing he could do, just ask the person for help. Kyuubi-san, will you help me to become strong? Then after thinking a while he said, will you help me to become greatest ninja of the elemental nation? Kyuubi was shocked again by this kid. Never before anyone had asked for help without greed in them, and it had never expected him to ask for help to him, and then neutralized its expiration and said, why do you ask me? It just wanted to know why the boy didn't go to other humans for help to become strong, and seeing that boy was dejected face, maybe he is thinking I have rejected his wish to teach him. Sighing, he overthinks sometime. It and known that being smart is double-edged sword. By thinking of course I will help you, but wanted to know why did you ask me and stated of humans from what you showed me the village leader is likes you right. Okay, thanks. Grinning ear to ear, knowing he will be thought by most powerful person in planet, and there is no way he could get another better person than Kyuubi or stronger person than Kyuubi. If only he had known the reason, as I only know you and Gigi, who is very strong, and Gigi is always busy doing most dangerous work, so he won't be having time for me. Most dangerous work? Asked Kyuubi confused. Yes, he always says he could fight you and die instead of writing in paper. So if he ready to do fight you strongest being, then to do that means it should be dangerous, right? Said with his face like saying most obvious thing in the world. Kyuubi howled with laughter uncontrollably, seeing the way he said with that face was saw, and thought, now this was worth being sealed for. Moments like these, seeing its container watching with annoyed look, and said why it was laughing and what really are those paper in which he writes, and now he had no why Kyuubi was laughing. He too couldn't stop himself from laughing and burst of belly full of laugh with rolling on the ground, and each time it slowed down when they saw each other's faces. Again they would start after around a long time. They calmed down, both were happy because both had felt loneliness for long time. Now Naruto asked his next desperate question. He wanted Kyuubi, I want to ask one more thing from you, said hesitantly. Kyuubi saw his face with full of hope, so it said, ask away kid. But didn't expect the answer which he gave. Will you be my friend? Asked Naruto, hoping the Kyuubi will say yes. Kyuubi was beyond shock now. Surely this kid was very unpredictable than anyone it had ever met before. No one had ever asked Kyuubi that. It had lived nearly thusa ND years now, but no one had asked it this question. It was the first time it felt this kind of emotions, with little bit tears in its eye, but it was noticeable, trying not to show its true emotions, and so it said, why not, brat? In jovial voice. Seeing that Kyuubi had given affirmative answer, Naruto started to dance and turned to Kyuubi and said, don't call me brat, my name is Naruto. Then again started dancing with mumbling about having a new friend. Seeing this, Kyuubi looked amused and was laughing looking at him. After some time when he calmed down, which Kyuubi thought was never a posy. BLE said, kid, you need to give me permission to access your senses so that we can talk to me even when you or wake up thinking for some time. It said, just think when you want to communicate with me. So that people don't think you have lost your mind or something, or accusing that I have taken over him and try to kill him, and if they know I am in contact with him they will try to take him under air control so that they could control me, thought Kyuubi. It continued, and now the bonus part for both of us. Naruto already happy to know that he could talk to his only friend, so now he was more than happy to hear this bonus thing when I will also be able to access your senses, so your senses and reflex will improve because you want to be a ninja. It will be very huge advantage for you on hers, because all ninjas should work hard for years to get that kind of senses, and your healing will also speed up than what it was before, which was already good compared to the humans. And last but not least is your chakra capacity will increase, which was good before. Now for a person who didn't use chakra, you had at least high genin level chakra. After my connection it may rise up to high chunin level. Now laughed Kyuubi, watching the smile got bigger and bigger on Naruto's face with ever advantage it told. Okay Kyuubi, you can have access to my senses, said grinning ear to ear. Kyuubi warned, hi. Naruto, you should know that this will hurt you a lot because I will be sending some amount of yoki into your body. Okay. I know, can take it, said confidently. Kyuubi, seeing confidence in his face, nodded and sent its yoki to his body, knowing how much it will pain, and so after some time it was over and saw at its container who had not even mattered a single word, and the said boy was clinking his hand tightly, and which was the only sign that he was in pain. It was clear to Kyuubi that the boy didn't want to show weakness in front of it. So it didn't say anything about that. It is over, Naruto said, smiling. Naruto saw Kyuubi and grinned at it. The fell unconscious. Kyuubi had small smile on its face, and it too went to sleep with only a single thought in mind. I know that being with him will be a heck of journey. Hospital in Konohagakure. In the hospital at second floor there stood 2 Anbu members outside the room, guarding the person inside. This person was none other than Naruto Uzumaki. It had been 3 days when he got hurt and was still unconscious. Each person from the group of the attack were been caught and had spent time with Ibiki and then executed, but ninjas in that mob had escaped. Now the Anbu who were standing outside the room felt sudden use of chakra inside, so they went inside to check what the heck that chakra pulse was, and what saw was the last thing they had expected to see. Inside the kid was glowing with chakra surrounding him, so one of the Anbu quickly sunshine to Hokage office to report to him immediately, because he was RDERED that if any changes happened or the kid wakes up then to inform Hokage immediately. Hokage Tower. Hokage was doing his paperwork when an Anbu appeared. Hokage-sama, there is something happening to kid. He is glowing with chakra, said very much scared Anbu. Sarutobi took his Hokage hat and sunshine to hospital without saying a word. Hospital. Hokage directly appeared in the Naruto's room. And saw that what the Anbu member said was true. Naruto was glowing with chakra, which was red but not Kyuubi's menacing feel in it. After 3 to 5 minutes or so it stopped, and most of his 1D was gone, and his face held pain even though no, he was still unconscious. So the Hokage sent an Anbu standing at the door to fetch a doctor. Doctor came and examined the kid and was shocked and turns to Hokage and asked, what happened here, Hokage-sama? Why, what happened? Asked Sandaime with concern in his voice. When morning I checked he was recovering good, but now it is like he is completely healed, even the backbone and his ribs are healed. What happened here, Hokage-sama? There was a burst of chakra and then he was healed, and then seeing that only Anbu and doctor was there in room said that this will be treated as a class secret, so please submit your report after this to my office, said to medics who nodded, still little bit shocked seeing the miracle happening in the room. Hokage turned to Anbu and said, continue your job and inform me when Naruto wakes up. After that Hokage disappeared with sunshine. The Anbu looked at each other and shrugged and went out to guard outside the room. Naruto woke and saw that he was lying on ground near cage, so it was not a good dream, he truly has a friend now. Then he registered that he was soaking wet because of water which was on the ground. He was feeling cold, and so without thinking he just wished, if the water was warm then I wouldn't have complained being soaked. Then suddenly he felt the water became little bit warm. Shocked by sensation he felt. Just to conform he bent down and touched water which was warm. Then he remembered what Kyuubi had said to him. You are in your mindscape, which is present in your mind, which normally should be built, but because of me here it automatically is formed. Then it occurred to him. So if this is my mind, so that mean I can change as I want, right? Then he closed his eyes in concentration, then he felt the dry ground beneath him. I thinking it's working, thought Naruto, then continued to concentrate for some more time. Then he opened his eyes with big smile on his face, expecting to see how much he was able to do change this sewer. Then a big sweat drop came back of his head, then he hit palm to his face for the obvious silly mistake. The said mistake was he forgot about light, so it was all dark when he opened his eyes. So again he concentrated, then when he opened his eyes this time he was more than happy with what he saw. The sky was blue as always with sun shining right above him. There was also little bit of trees and small lake behind him. He was satisfied with his handiwork. Now he went near cage, which was still not changed, mainly because he didn't change it. Hey, Kyuubi-san, wake up. Naruto tried to wake the Kyuubi up. Kyuubi grumbled and he opened its eye to see why Naruto was annoying it. But it suddenly got shock of its life. Here was sunlight outside, but it was still in cage. Am I free and out? Suddenly horror came to its face. Whereas the kid died when I was asleep, then it heard someone down. Then it saw Naruto standing there tapping his leg and glaring at it. So it asked, slightly relieved can be felt in its voice but not to be caught, what is it, Kit? Naruto got a tick mark on his head about another name but didn't comment on that. Then asked, I was trying to wake you for about nearly 20 minutes now. I was tired, said Kyuubi sheepishly. He calmed down after that, knowing how it feels when you get tired and sleep. Okay. So tell me why you waked me up, asked Kyuubi, seeing mood change in Naruto still amused it. How do you feel the changes I brought? Asked eagerly. It is quite good. I never thought a Jinchuriki could use occlumency, said amused voice again. What is that OCCMki thing you said? Asked Naruto. It's an ancient technique of minds, where you sort out and arrange things like their good memories, bad memories, your knowledge, your emotion, and as such. Thinking about this technique, then you create a barrier, so that you can hide your thought and true feeling. Said and continued, you can hide and set these things as ever you want because it is your mind, you can do as you wish here. Seeing Naruto listening carefully, catching each and every part of its word. Now for advantages part of this. Kyuubi smirked and continued, by doing this you can learn quickly anything you learn, and if you create a powerful barrier then no one will be able to estimate your true knowledge after some time, and it will also help defend from people who can read others' mind or their intentions. It can also help you with defense against genjutsu if you prepare barrier for those kinds of things. Kyuubi said, completing the small lesson on occlumency. Naruto looked shocked at that explanations, and here I just thought it was only my small mind and will have power to change in my head. Kyuubi then after some time said, you should go to the living world now. I think you are healed enough to move now. Seeing Naruto looking at it with a confused expression, go to your conscious world, you brat. Said annoyed. But how? Asked Naruto. Just think about your conscious world, it would do it. Said Kyuubi. Naruto then nodded and disappeared. Naruto woke up and saw the white ceiling, and with heightened sense he could also smell some of the chemicals and medicine. Naruto always hated hospitals, so when he got up he could feel something little bit strong. Kyuubi-san, why I feel so strong now more than ever? Asked Naruto, thinking. Because whenever he woke up in hospital after chased by mobs he always felt little bit drained and weak. It happened when you gave me access of your sense. Said Kyuubi, and Brad, don't speak loud, just think what you want to say, I can hear you. Okay. Okay. And Naruto, don't say anything about me to anyone, and not even to your friends for now, including your Ji-chan. Said Kyuubi. Why? Remember Naruto, they all think I am the evil one now, and if you say so then they will think I am taking control over you, not Eve. And your Gigi would believe you, so now for now don't say. Which means I can say later, right? Asked Naruto hopefully. Yes, of course. Then thinking for a while said, when you become strong. How I will know I have become strong? Asked Naruto. I will tell you when it is, or when you become Junin level ninja. So I should become strong to know and to tell the secrets? Asked, now slightly irritated. Yes, said Kyuubi, then feeling Naruto's emotion it said, don't worry, I will help you become strong. For which a smile came on Naruto's lips. And now ask your Gigi how to become a ninja. That's where you can start to become strong. Okay. Naruto went to open the door where he saw some masked people standing. Seeing them standing there he asked, "Sir, I want to talk to Gigi. So can you please inform him that?" The men stared at him for a while, then went, "Wow," said Naruto when he saw the man disappeared with some leaf leaving behind. "You can also do that when you become ninja." "Really?" Now the other masked man was looking at him like he had gotten mad. Seeing this, Naruto went inside, closing the door. "So only I told not to speak out loud." "Old habits," said Naruto sheepishly. "If you want to become strong then you should try to be more quiet." Naruto grumbled something about that, but Kyuubi didn't catch it. Hokage came to with the same manner. Before he could speak he was interrupted. "Ji-chan, you should teach me how to do that." Sarutobi smiled, seeing Naruto not changed and still having smile on his face even after what happened last week. Yes, it had been a week since he was been attacked, and now even after these things Naruto was smiling. I don't know how much still he can hold on and hide his life torment under his smile. Yes, he knows that Naruto hiding his sorrow. And feeling with the smiling mask he wears on his face. He had seen this kind of mask after last war, and he hated those kinds of faces because under those masks always there would be a sad stories behind those. Now thinking about that question, he said, "First thing he could think of, so should be strong to those kind of things, Naruto-kun. You should become a ninja to do." Sarutobi didn't expect the answer he got. "So tell me how to become a ninja." "I want to become strong to know and talk about secrets," said Naruto, determined to become strong more than ever now. Been heard those reason had he can't know to secrets because he was not strong enough made him more and more determined to become strong. Sarutobi shocked by the question and so neglected about knowing secret. What Sarutobi made a mistake was all ninja had to see underneath which he didn't do. To become ninja you have to attend Ninja Academy, which you can join when you become 9 years old. I myself will help you fill out paper, okay?" asked Sarutobi. "Why not now? How can I protect myself from those people's Ji-chan?" asked Naruto. Sarutobi cursed council members because he had got known that they had planned the attack and made the Anbu to show the people where was Naruto was and left. And he told everyone that he had lost tracks of Naruto and send all no wrong trails if the person how found Naruto was not Inazaka clan member, then it would have been too late for Naruto to survive. And when Inu had heard about it, he barging into I&T division and then torture him to near death state. That idiot had nerve to tell that council member will not leave him, so Inu got angry and then cut of his all fingers one by one. Whenever he lost his consciousness he would wake him and continue it till he cut all his fingers, both his hands and legs. Ibiki had told him that even he himself felt pity for the person the way the fingers were cut. He told him that he cut his finger very slowly, nearly taking 5 minutes for each fingers. He came out of his thought and answered the question. "It is rules, Naruto-kun. Everyone should follow those. Only at the war time and exceptions like edict. I who had council's support was able to join soon." Whereas in Naruto's case there would be opposite to Itachi case where there would be no support, instead there would be opposing on this. "Okay," Naruto grumbled. The doctor came in and bowed to Hokage and started to check Naruto. After a while he smiled and said, "You are good as new, Naruto-san. You may leave whenever you want." Instead doctor sighed. That Naruto jumped and was to door, then saying "Thank you, Dr. San," and slammed the door. Doctor turned to Hokage, who was slowly laughing at this, and asked why he ran like that. "Hokage-sama, did I said something wrong?" "Nothing like that, Dr. San. He is always like that, and for running like that there can only be 2 reasons," said Hokage. Then turning to doctor said he really hates hospitals, and the other reason is he might have gone to ramen shop here. Smiling Hokage said, then turning to Anbu said them to go to office. "I will leave now, Dr. San," said Hokage. "Hi Hokage-sama," said the doctor. Naruto came out of Ichiraku ramen shop with full 30 bowls of ramen in his stomach. He started wandering around when some of the ninja who had hit him in the mob were speaking. Recognize-ing voice, he ran in opposite direction. After some time he came in front of a forest which had very big trees, and it seems like the forest was large, so he went inside without thinking. After walking for a while he thought it was silent and he would be safe here from those villager. Then tiredly he went asleep under a tree. After some time an Anbu came and said, "Common Naruto-kun, you should wake up. This place is dangerous." Naruto woke up, saw who it was and hugged him and said, "Hi Silverman-san, how are you?" Naruto asked him some ninja technique like Kawarimi no Jutsu and Henji no Jutsu. Naruto mentally nodded. I am fine Naruto-kun. How are you? I heard you got hurt or something asked the silver-haired man with dog mask. What are you doing here? Yeah, I got caught by some mob. How? We're drunk and started beat me. Seeing man clenching his hand, Silverman-san, I need some help, can you help me? Asked Naruto with puppy dog eyes. Inside, Kyuubi was howling with laughter. Okay, what it is? Asked Inu, seeing he could not resist that look. Promise? Asked again Naruto with same face and small voice. Okay, said Inu, cursing himself for not able to resist that kind of look. Can you teach me some basic jutsu please? Asked Naruto. Inu looked shocked under the mask and answered no. You promised me, Silverman. Please, again with the look. Pretty please. See. Inu thought for a while and said okay. But you should not show to others or tell to anyone about it. Naruto thought for a while and said I cannot show to others and tell about it to others, right? Then thought. Which means I shouldn't get caught using it. Good way to put it, Kido. Kyuubi was laughing inside, seeing its container's devious mind. Yes, said Inu. Before I teach you about jutsu, you should know about chakra. Do you know what chakra is, Naruto-kun? Yes. It is some type of energy which ninja use to do technique. Inu laughed at the blunt, simple and straight to point answer. Yes, I way correct. To put it in some correct form, to perform techniques, ninja need to use their chakra. Chakra comes from two places. 1. The body energy inherent in the trillions of their cells, and 2. The mental and spiritual energy gained from exercise and experience. To perform a jutsu, the ninja will bring out and release these two energies. The amount of chakra required for a technique will vary depending upon its size and complexity. Each ninja has the potential to better utilize an elemental ninjutsu style. I don't think you need the information on elemental chakra for now, said Inu. That's W. Had I said, but in simpler manner, Naruto grumbled. First one, what I will teach you is Henj no Jutsu, said Inu, said ignoring the comment because he knows way what Naruto said is true. Inu transformed into third Hokage and talked in his voice. Henj no Jutsu is a ninjutsu which every ninja learns at the Ninja Academy. Henj allows the ninja to transform themselves into any person or object. This allows the ninja to move with stealth or to trick their opponents. You should know this, Naruto-kun, that this is jutsu, which is an academy ninja jutsu and which is also used by a cage. Even now Inu transferred back to himself. Inu continued, now to use chakra you should first street. I know how to use chakra. Naruto cut him off, exited to learn something for first time and thinking about the use of the jutsu. Then okay, start. I already showed you the hand signs, now concentrate your chakra then try to do jutsu, said Inu. Naruto started try and do the jutsu, and nearly after 2 hours or so he got it. First he transformed into Inu and then third Hokage, then into dog, cat, beach, chair, basket, then last he turned into himself and had a big smile on his face and started to dance around Inu. Inu for his part was shocked. First when Naruto started to practice he thought he will try for 4 to 5 times then give out. Because even in the academy it was thought in final year, and he saw that he went on for a while, so he thought to wait and see how long he could without stopping. He was totally shocked when he saw himself standing in front of him, and then changed into various things he himself did not thought about before. How would have thought of hanging like a chair? You were really very unpredictable, kid. Naruto. After a while he saw Naruto was seating a tree. One day you will surpass your father, Naruto, I can feel it. You will be great man and ninja if you were lead right. Common Naruto, I will leave you at apartment, said Inu. Okay, said Naruto, still smiling big. They went to his apartment, then he directly went to bed tired. Outside 2 more Anbu came and started to guard the apartment. Mindscape. Naruto woke up and came into the near CAG. And saw that Kyuubi saw seating there and waiting for him for some reason. Hey, Kyuubi-san, why don't you tell me how you want the place inside so that I will try change it as you want? I was planning to ask you about it last time itself but forgot about it. Kyuubi again was shocked that he what to make it have more comfortable place to leave. I think this kid will never stop to amaze me or shock me to core. Whenever I think I can't respect more than now and the kid comes and pulls another stunt like this. Kyuubi amused and told him to make some kind of forest with some place where it can lay down. Close your eyes, Kyuubi-san, I will try to change. I want to make it has a bit of surprise for you, so don't open your eyes and don't cheat, said Naruto. Kyuubi, still amused, did as tall. DN thought. I always forget that he is still a kid. Even I can't believe it sometimes the way he acts, that he is just 6. I can't even blame the kid for this. The villagers should be blamed for taking away childhood from him. Naruto was trying to imagine the perfect place for it, then it flashed to him and he started to make place in the mind. First he brought the forest where he was practicing before now, with cage becoming the gate of the entrance of forest, and then rest behind it was covered by forest. Trees of all sizes, with some being taller than Kyuubi. Then he brought mountains which once he had seen in picture, which he had found in a dustbin, liking it he had brought to his home and pasted it on the wall of his apartment. Then he made a big lake front of mountain WITH the waterfall, same as the picture he had seen. Then on the other side of mountain he made a cave which he had read in the book Gigi had given him so that he could learn how to read and write. Then he brought some animals like dogs, rabbits, birds as such, so that Kyuubi can hunt, and made it bigger than normal sizes. He also made a house near lake which once he had seen when was chased by mob of people after him, and last he brought the smell of trees and the fresh breeze and wind blowing in a direction. Kyuubi was in its own thoughts, but when it heard sound of water it wanted to open its yes, but just tried keep its word it had given, and when the smell of tree and chill breeze hit it, at that point it wanted to peek but asked out, "Can I open my eyes?" Naruto, excited like a person in desperation. "Okay," said Naruto with little bit of excitement and also bit nervous about the opinion of Kyuubi, which turned into relief seeing its reaction. Kyuubi started to run around and see the place, which was very big, nearly as big as entire village, filled with trees, water, mountains, fresh air and also animals to hunt, and it also observed that it was very much larger than normal, like rabbits. A size of horse, but it wouldn't complain. It was like being in its own kind of dreamland. Then it turned to the Naruto and said, "Kid, this really is good. I really liked it, so I am planning to give you a gift in return for this." Happiness could be felt in Kyuubi's voice. "Really? What is the gift?" asked Naruto, now again excited on hearing the gift because he had never got a gift as a compliment. "Yes, Kit. It is a Kekkei Genkai, just like Sharingan is known for its ability to copy Genjutsu, Taijutsu and Ninjutsu and then replicate it at will, but it is only one part of it. There are other levels to this Kekkei Genkai which I will tell you when time comes," said Kyuubi. "This will help you to become stronger." Naruto was very happy about the valuable gift, so he bowed to Kyuubi and said, "Thank you, Kyuubi-sama." Kyuubi was once again hawked by honorific, then sent some yoki towards Naruto. "It's okay, Kit. I gave the power so that you can become strong, so what I ask is to you to become strong and happy," said quite amused Kyuubi. "You can count on me, Kyuubi-san," said Naruto again. Kyuubi's face faltered seeing the honorific from its name gone already, then in looked at Naruto and saw it. "Naruto, now that you have started training to become ninja, you should follow some training schedule, then continued from tomorrow at dawn you go out for long run for a while, then after the runnin' do some exercise, then come home, have some breakfast, then do your routine so that people do not know that you are getting strong." "Okay, Kyuubi Sensei," said in monotone voice. "Kid sure know when to be serious and drop the idiot mask he wears." Kyuubi thought to itself, then said, "Okay, Kid, now go and take rest. Coming days will not be easy for you." Naruto went to sleep, just thinking on the way he could become strong. From next day Naruto started follow his training schedule, and then after training he used to pull prank like using paint bombs he created to change the color of their hair, so sometimes even whole body with different color. He also sometimes hanged into someone, then cause rampage in village. Once he had gone in to meet Hokage Tower to talk to him and saw that Hokage losing blood from his nose and some smile on his face when he was reading a book, so he saw the book and then he got an idea which lead to his own jutsu, which lead to C-ranked kinjutsu made by Sandai which most of the men agreed the jutsu to be kinjutsu. So was put in kinjutsu scroll jutsu known as Oroku no Jutsu, sexy technique. This went on for next 3 weeks, where he even managed to make his Silverman teach him another jutsu. At last they came to agreement that Silverman will teach him jutsu and he won't use his Oroku no Jutsu on him, and where Naruto agreed, grumbling like barging perverts, so he learnt Kawarimi no Jutsu, taking nearly same time as his Henge no Jutsu took. Other world. Kei and Minato were talking when Goku appeared in thin air. "Hey King Kei and Minato," said Goku as jovial as ever. "Good to see you too, Goku-san," said Minato smiling. What are you doing here, Goku, and when will you go to Konoha? Asked K. I will go there today, and I thought before going to have spar with Minato here, said Goku. No, you will not. This planet is, and also Minato will not be able to fight here at his full strength because gravity here is nearly 5 times as his ow. N country, said K, not what to blow out his new planet. King K, you know I had no other choice at that time, said Goku, feeling little bit guilty. It's okay, King K-sama, I can still fight at my 95% of strength, and I have also trained under you for 6 years now, and I am nearly twice as strong as before, said Minato. Don't worry, King Kai, I have perfect place. Nearby there a planet where no one live. Ing stays, and it is at same gravity as their country, so we can go there, said Goku. When K agreed, they went to that place. After bowing, they both stood there for a while, then fight started between them with all type of jutsu used by them, but mostly taijutsu because both were too fast to leave completing hand signs, and after nearly 4 hours both were tired. You were really good, Minato-san. Now I am nearly as strong as Cell was at full strength then, and you are matching up to me, which is really good. As far as my analysis now, you are nearly as strong as Uchiha Madara F. Wrong what King Kea said, but we can't be sure because he hasn't shown his full power yet. From what you said about having tail beast strength, I think your son should be able to beat you if he what's to stand chance against that Uchiha Madara or his group, said Goku. Thanks, Goku-san, I have been practicing from past 6 years, so I am more than happy to see my progress, and I can feel myself that I am now nearly 5 times stronger than me before I died, said, smiling with the prize he got from one of the strongest person he had known, because at his full strength he was able to go toe-to-toe with Goku. And when he was compared with Cell, he felt even more proud of himself. Far past some days, Minato had asked all about Goku and his achievements. Then he saw damage they had made NEA RBY and was shocked to see the damage. I can't believe the amount of damage this place has taken. It is like this place is nearly falling to down, and to think part of damage was from my side. If I was this strong when I was at war, then war would have been over in 2 or 3 days. Then he turned to Goku and said, can we go and take some rest and have food? Yes, was the jovial tone of Goku. And they left to King K's planet and eat. After having the lunch they sat to talk. What are your plans for your son, Minato-san? Asked Goku. Minato went to his room and came out with some scroll in his hand, gave his first scroll to him and said, this is the scroll which states that you can take Naruto for training trip, and if they don't agree, which I am sure of because of the village council, you can remind them of treaty signed by Uzugakure and Konohagakure. Sighing, he gave, this is from me and my wife, signing and saying you are highest ranked person and advisor to my wife who was the princess of Uzugakure. And continued, and Goku-sama, tell Naruto that we both loved him and always be proud of him, and tell him that his mother's dream was to bring Uzugakure together again and to him become Uzukage. Minato didn't say that he wanted Naruto to become Hokage, but after what had happened to him, he didn't think his village deserved his son to lead them. After some time added, and Gok, you-sama, please tell Naruto about his parents when you feel he is strong enough to take it all and strong enough to take on my and my wife's enemies. Goku nodded and went to Minato's planet. Outside the walls of Konoha, Goku appeared outside the Konoha walls, and he could feel the pull from a Hiraishin kunais from 6 areas, so he made a cage bunshin and sent it to one on the east side of village. Where he had known about the Minato's house was from the memory. In his memory he could remember that he could seal whole house, so he sent cage bunshin to do that, then started to watch around and walk slowly to entrance gate of Konoha. After some time the bunshin came with a big scroll with it. He took it and dispelled it, gaining his memory. Goku had known the use of cage bunshin when he went into time chamber to practice what knowledge he gained from Minato, and it was very useful to him. So he went to Gat guards. Can I see the Hokage? Asked bluntly. The Chunins had seen him coming for a while, but not before he sealed the scroll. They had thought that he was a civilian because of his cloths. But when he came near, then they could see that he was wearing an unusual kind of dress. The person was wearing his orange with black jacket, and inside they could see some black shirt and with black pant, with Leah's less shoe and smile on his face. Do you have an appointment? Asked one of the Chunin, recovering first. No, but you can say to him that someone from Uzugakure has come to see, said Goku sheepishly. And am I to believe that? We all know that Uzugakure is washed away, It another Chunin sarcastically, now regaining his composure. You believe it or not, it is not my problem. So can you go ask your Hokage? Said Goku. Sir, you should understand the security concerned about on village, so if could give us any proof in your name we will go and ask. Asked the first Chunin politely. Common Genma-san, you can't believe him. We all know there is no such village now, said another Chunin to first. The said Genma didn't even turn and saw him, he was just watching Goku. I don't have any proof to show you both, but if you want to know, I was advisor to the prince SS of the Whirlpool Village, said Goku, and continued, and there is document signed by Princess of the Whirlpool Village which is only for Hokage eyes, completed Goku still in jovial voice. Genma Sig. Head and was about to Sunshin when another stopped and whispered, are you really going to go to Hokage for this kind of Genma? You might get reprimanded at this time. You know that there is council meeting going on, right? Because Hokage-sama will be angrier than ever if it is not for any important reason you interfere in meeting, asked Chunin. We can't delay this kind of information if this purrs on is really advisor for Princess of the Whirlpool Village. Said Genma. Goku could hear all the conversation which took place, so said Genma-san, it is okay. I am not in hurry. If you can fix an appointment before sunset, it will be fine with me. After that, if he saw towards village and said, if you send someone with me to show your village, I will be happy. Said Goku again jovially. Genma sighed in relief, but remember to be there by himself near meeting room waiting, so that he could give report immediately. Thank you, Goku-sama, I will send you in an escort so that you don't get lost, said Genma. Don't worry, Genma-san, I won't be lost, but for you can send someone with me to show around, said Goku again jovially. Another Chunin pressed for seal and an Anbu squad came in after the airport. Their captain sent a newbie and told others to follow the person everywhere he goes. So Goku and the person went with him, explaining about village and not giving anything that could help a stranger turned into enemy. After a while, when Goku saw a ramen shop, he went inside and saw a blonde kid. It was like seeing carbon copy mini Minato. In an instant he had known that this is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Seeing Naruto, he just went inside and sat next to him and turned back to Anbu and indicated another set net to him. It's okay, Goku-san, I had my lunch, I will be outside, said the Anbu went outside so that he could report, indicating to other Anbu who were following him. When waiter came and asked about the order, he saw menu and said, please can I get 5 bowls each type of ramen, said Goku. Shocked waiter asked again, sir, that would make 40 bowls. Do you want all here or do you want parcel to home? Thinking, I haven't seen anyone eating that much, not even Akamichi who comes here. I could only think of one person how can eat that much, and that is Naruto-kun, and he is sitting next to him there, and he likes only miso and chicken ramen. This would be good to watch and wonderful day for business. Yes, I will have it now, said Goku in his jovial tone. Waiters ran in to tell her dad about the order. What is your name, kid? Asked Goku politely. Naruto turned shocked that some was polite to him and also asked his name. Shaking off his shock, said Naruto. Uzumaki said, grinning, what is yours, sir? Asked Naruto. My name is Goku, with smile on his face. So you too like ramen, Goku-san? Asked now Naruto to know about the person who was polite to him. Yeah, this is one of the food which I like, said Goku. So what food you like, Naruto, and please call me Goku, continued Goku. Yes, I like ramen like none other, and Ichiraku ramen is the best, declared Naruto. Then time passed and then both were having good conversation. After some time ramen started to come. Seeing men coming, Goku said to Naruto, you can have as much as you want, it's on me, okay? Said Goku in his usual jovial tone. Okay, said Naruto, ordering some more. After a while both had good amount of ramen. Both Naruto's and Goku's stomach got filled, and then Goku asked for bill. Naruto sat there rubbing his stomach. It was the first time he was beaten in the ramen eating. He had 54 ramen bowls. And the Goku person had nearly 75 with some pasta and vegetables. Ramen is really good here, said Goku to waiters. It had been long time since I eat ramen this much. Your ramen is nearly as good as my wife's. Yes, old man and Ayame Nichan are the best, declared Naruto again. All but Naruto gave small laugh. Goku saw the bill and removed some money which he was told take from Minato, the stack of money sealed by Minato. And then gave 10,000 to the shop owner. Old man Chuki took the money with both the hands and bowed to him in respect. He had not seen such a big amount of money at a time and was happy for this. Hokage Tower. Hokage entered his office exhausted and one thought in mind. How does this meeting take more energy than fighting in a war? Today the civilian member of the council asked for execution of the Naruto. The reason was that he pranked them. But the good news to Hokage was that there was no real proof. Only he and another person had known how he had done the prank. When he entered the office he saw that other person who could know about how the prank was pulled off. Even he was once pranked in his own office when he was eating lunch. Naruto came in and did his Oroku no Jutsu, then put some tattoo on his left cheek when he fell out of his chair with blood loose and had lost his consciousness only for a few seconds. But he had liked the tattoo and left it there for a week for both his and Naruto's delight. The tattoo was of monkey in a fighting stance with both hand-held staff. When he asked about tattoo, he told him that someone had told him about having summoning monkey to fight, so he thought of pulling prank on that. On that day he had made Oroku no Jutsu a Kinjutsu. Tell me Inu, why did you teach him those jutsu? Asked Hokage. Hokage-sama, he looked at me in such a pleading way I could not just deny him to teach, said Inu. Hokage shook his head, knowing how much his puppy dog eye making affect all who care about him. What did he do? Hokage-sama asked Inu, knowing there might be some new prank which is worth laugh. I don't know exactly how he did what he did, said Hokage with smile on his face. He made her run. Osan's whole body pink and most of the civilian council members' hair pink, said Sarutobi, little bit of laugh coming out of himself. He had remembered that Akamichi Chusa had laughed out loud when he entered meeting room and was only stopped by Yamanaka Inoichi and Nara Shikaku. Even the ever-stoic Hyuga Hiyashi had small smile today. Inu burst out laughing, not able to control, knowing all of them didn't like civil council members. At that movement a Chunin came in and Inu composed himself and stood side again, got covered himself in a genjutsu. Genma came in and saw that Hokage had SM ill on his face, so he was relieved by it and gave the report what had happened nearly 2 hours before now. Hokage had shock on his face. He had only heard Uzugakure and Princess of the Whirlpool Village 6 years before. After the death of Kushina, none had talked about Uzugakure. And he about Princess of the Whirlpool Village only few people knew, with him included of course. Even Inu didn't know about it even after being so close to their family for so many years. And after so long time he heard those words coming from a Chunin's mouth and told by a stranger whose name he had never heard. And what unusual name for a person to have, and another thing came to mind, why did he come now? After so long time, I didn't even heard this name mentioned by Minato-kun or Kushina-san, thinkin'. For a while he turned to Chunin and asked, where is he now? Eagle Anbu captain has his team on watch, Hokage-sama, said Genma. Inu, go and fetch Eagle, ordered Hokage. Inu went without a second thou. GHT to command with one thing in mind. I have never seen Hokage-sama so tense in a long while, remembering those times a shudder came to him. Not even after a minute longer when he had given ordered, Eagle came and bowed. You asked for me, Hokage-sama? Asked Eagle, masked Anbu. Yes, report on to this man, Goku ordered Sarutobi. Eagle gave full report on that man without leaving anything. So the man is still at Ichiraku ramen shop? Asked Hokage. Yes, Hokage-sama, said Eagle. Hokage took his hat and sunshine to the Ichiraku ramen shop with both the Anbu member following behind. Outside Ichiraku ramen shop. See you soon, Naruto, said Goku, knowing this kid and he can get along well. Hi Goku, see you later, smiled Naruto and ran in opposite direction. Turning to Anbu member with him, Age, shall we continue our journey, Anbu-san? Then he suddenly stopped and turning to his opposite direction he said, I think our trip is over, Anbu-san, thank you for your time. Anbu wanted to comment when Hokage came with 2 Anbu guard. It is really nice to see you, Hokage-san, Goku said in his jovial tone. Goku-san, I don't remember seeing you. Can I know where are you from? Asked Hokage politely. For which Goku removed a scroll from his jacket and gave it to Hokage. Who opened it, and when he saw the proof his eyes widened, and when he was about to ask question when Goku cut him off. Can we go to your office and talk, Hokage-san, said Goku, seeing some of the village people now trying to hear whatever they can. Hokage nodded and they walked silently to Hokage Tower. On the way Hokage had many things in mind. Is this document ligament? Or has he faked the document and brought but even I can see the seal of Princess of Uzugakure and seal of Konohagakure, which both are real. This is damn confusing. Hokage Tower. After checking the seal in the office, which confirmed it has legal. Then Goku gave another seal which made him agree, seeing the plot for Jinchuriki. The paper was her. To take Naruto so that they could use him as Jinchuriki. With angry look to Goku and full blast of Ki said, "What is this?" Throwing the scroll at Goku. Inu, who was barely standing there sweating. With the amount Ki leaking of Hokage was nearly impossible. You want to take him and want to make him as a weapon. Said Hokage now standing. Goku could feel the chakra level increase with some overflowing. From the memory of Minato he can say that, it is called, killing intent or Ki. Hokage-san, you are misunderstanding that, said Goku in calm tone, but his usual jovial voice gone now in. That it only states that I will take him to a training trip. If you want I will bring him back before his academy class passes. Still in his calm voice he said, I will not be here for long, so there is no need of using him as weapon or so. And I will not do any such thing to Minato's son, making Hokage again shock, and his Ki went to null. Inu also was shocked for many reasons, and man thought going through his mind when he felt Ki, why is Hokage-sama so angry? I haven't seen him so angry for long time, and last time it was when the foolish Shimura Danzo asked to take Naruto in his wing and make him weapon for village. When he heard same reason from this Goku guy, he again thought, how come he come here and ask for Naruto-kun with some damn papers? Even though he can make clams, so there is no way council will leave him go. At that time 3 people came in the Hokage office without asking permission. Shimura Danzo, Mitokado Homura, Utatane Kaharu, and sat in chair next to Goku without asking permission again. Seeing this, Goku turned to them and said, don't you guys even know to have decency to knock the door when you know the door is locked and meeting going on? Or even to respect your own leader? Asked Goku. Who are you to ask? We are advisors to Hokage-san here, said Danzo arrogantly. You may be the advisor, not Hokage himself, right? Asked Goku in calm tone, and there is no need of you guys here. And if Hokage wants your opinion he will ask for you guys, so all can leave now, said Goku again in his calm voice, and turned to Hokage. All 3 of them seating there saw Hokage giving them nod indicating the same. With the scowl on their face they all went. Sarutobi nearly laughed when they all went away without comment. He turned to Goku and said it was Entei. Aiming. After that tension between them eased. After some time of silent atmosphere, Sarutobi asked again, why now, Goku? Why not earlier or later? Hokage-san, if you allow me to put sound barrier seal, then I can tell you about that after some time. When Hokage nodded, Goku had done seal so that no one can hear about what they are talking. Inside then barrier. Hokage-san, I heard about a group called Akatsuki, who are after all the Jinchuriki, and I don't know much about the organization or their goals. I only know that the organization is still searching for members. That's it. So I want to train Naruto soon so that can have a chance against that group or any future problems, said Goku. Sarutobi was shocked by the news of this kind of organization but shook it off for now. Thought for a while about what this person had said. Goku-san, if this organization was not there, him wouldn't you have trained him? And wouldn't here in village be easy to train him than no taking him on a trip? I don't know about what I would have done if the organization was not there. That is question of, what if? You know that, for that kind of question there will not only be correct NSWER, there will only be answer what the person feels right, said Goku, and continued, for the second part there will always be spy in village where many can see what is happening, and by doing so the group might get information about his talent which we would want to keep as secret. Sarutobi nodded and said, you know that the council will not agree with it, right? Yes, so only I thought of reasoning them by saying that if they don't agree then the treaty between Konohagakure and ours will break, which I know they will not care till they know full force of their action, because by doing they will break treaty with Iron Country, which is otherwise neutral aside from Uzugakure, then Rice Country, Wind County, so by which they will automatically shut. Seeing Sarutobi face intention, he said, don't worry Hokage-san, I will not do as such even if you yourself attack me, said with a small laugh. Hokage nodded, so he dropped the barrier. Goku-san, can you protect Naruto by yourself or should I send someone with you? Said Sarutobi bit teasingly. Don't worry about Naruto Hokage-san, I will protect him till he becomes strong enough to protect himself, said Goku laughingly. Inu was shocked hearing that Naruto will be leaving. And Hokage accepted with it. You are saying that you are strong enough to beat Minato's enemy? Asked Sarutobi curiously to gauge his strength. For your informa, Chion Hokage-san, Minato was not able to beat me and he is a very good fighter, said Goku laughing, little bit of remembering the spar they had before he came here. Sarutobi and Inu were shocked. They had no idea that there was a person stronger than Yondaime Hokage. It's very hard to believe that Goku-san, said Inu bluntly with little bit of anger in his voice for saying that he was stronger than or as strong as his sensei was. And this man didn't even wear a ninja gears or had any weapons. He had known that appearance doesn't count with strength, but the strongest person will never or only civilian cloth, they at least will have some weapon with them. Why don't we have little spar? Said Sarutobi, now he too interested. He didn't want hand Naruto to anyone who can't defend him or just boost about themselves. Why not, said Goku, who was always happy to have some spar. Training ground 47 then, said Sarutobi to Inu how Sunshined away and then turned to Goku to ask him if he see and lead the way, but he was shocked when he saw him disappear. Seeing him disappear, he gave some job to two Anbu and he too Sunshined to that place to see Goku standing there. How you came here? Goku-san asked, still surprised Sarutobi. I followed Anbu-san's signature and came here, said Goku. Sarutobi nodded but didn't ask much. Inu came near him and said that he will fight first. Hokage nodded and said that to Goku, who too nodded in agreement. Both bowed at each other and stood in fighting stance. Hokage had never seen a stance which Goku was using. That was something to say because he knows many thousand jutsus and seen many taijutsu, but never like this one. Then it started with Inu making quick hand seals and said Doryuden, Earth Dragon Projectile. The big dragon moved towards Goku, who stood there for a second, and then when dragon came front of him he punched and it got destroyed. Both Inu and Sarutobi's mouth was wide open in shock. Sarutobi in his entire life never seen a person not only taking full blow but destroyed the dragon projectile without a sweat. Inu was in shock and his mind was blank, stood there gaping at his dragon, or to say where his dragon once was. Even Guy didn't attack head on to a dragon projectile. Goku didn't know that they were in shock and went near Inu and gave a weak punch so not to hurt him, but for poor Inu, who was in shock, didn't react to it fast and got punched where he landed very far away. Seeing Inu flying like that, Sarutobi got ready to fight, and then Sarutobi, seeing that Goku was really strong, so he summoned Monk King Enma to fight with him, but was surprised by what happened. When Enma was summoned, the first thing he saw was Goku standing there. Goku, what are you doing here? Said Enma. Was having spar with Sarutobi-san here, said in jovial voice. No, what I meant is what are you doing in Elemental Nation? That to in Konoha, asked Enma. I came here to fulfill wish of one of my friend and please don't ask more, said Goku. Enma nodded and turned to Sarutobi, and who was shocked that Enma was speaking to Goku as if both were old friends. Enma, neglecting shock looks on Sarutobi's face, and said, and for what reason have you summoned me, Sarutobi? Sarutobi, shacking of the shock, said, I just called you so that we can judge if he is strong enough to take Naruto-kun for training. So Naruto-kun will be trained by Goku. I should see how he would be after the training. And Sarutobi, please call me when Naruto comes back from training. I think you will need me at that time if you want to fight to him then, said Enma. Why is that? Asked Sarutobi, knowing that nothing might change if a person goes for training for 3 or 4 years. He might be around maybe high genin or low chunin the most. Because many used to have gone to train like that in old days, even through vigorous training they would be high genin or low chunin the most at the age 12. Even Itachi and Inu were at only at low to mid-level chunin, and they were considered genius. I will tell you later about that, but for now know that Goku is strong. Don't go by looks, said Enma, and don't deny Naruto the chance of been thought by Goku here. Sarutobi just nodded and gave the scroll, which indicating that Naruto should be back before his class graduates. Anbu came with Naruto on his back. Okage had sent an Anbu for bringing Naruto and another to pack everything in his apartment and bring that too, before he left to the training ground. He did this because if the council got wind of Naruto leaving they will not allow it. After seeing Naruto was there with Anbu, But the Anbu with the Naruto's contents was not there. He just thought he was late, so he turned to Naruto, got down from Anbu's back. "Ah, Naruto, this Goku here," said Sarutobi, intruding Goku to Naruto. "I know, old man, this is the man who brought me ramen as much as I can eat," said smiling. "Hi Goku. Nice to see you too, Goku. I did say we will meet soon, right?" said Goku, "and now I am going to train you to become strong, so we will be leaving the village for some time now. Just accept Kit. He is strong, I can feel it. He might train you and you can become strong soon without the knowledge of the others," said Kyuubi. Naruto nodded mentally, but he knew he could miss his entire friends. "Okay." Then Naruto turned to Hokage and hugged his leg tightly and said, "I will miss you, Ji-chan." At that time another Anbu member came but was in full pink and very angry, but Naruto didn't care about it but just hugged the Anbu and said, "I will miss you" to Blackman. The Anbu, now his angry forgotten, ruffled his hair and said to him to become strong. Naruto nodded, then he turned to Hokage and asked, "Where is Silverman Ji-chan?" At that point Inu came and was hugged by Naruto. He just saw Naruto in the eye and said, "Me proud Naruto-kun." Naruto nodded, then he turned to Goku and said, "I am ready." "No, you are not till you say bye to us," said old man Tsuki and Ayame standing next to another Goku. Goku had sent a clone to bring Tsuki and Ayame so that it would easy to say goodbye to Naruto. Naruto said goodbye to all, then opened his bag and started to search for something. Then when he smiled to Blackman and threw something to him, saying to catch. When the black man caught and saw what it was a small bag in which there was very small amount of something in a very small bottle, and told, "Use it, black man. And don't waste it, because if you did then you will be pink for a month," said Naruto, laughing little bit. Goku sealed the pack in a storing scroll and gave it to Naruto and said him to claim on his back. Naruto, seeing sealed the pack stored in small scroll, asked, "Will you teach me that?" By getting a nod, Naruto happily hopped on Goku. Then Goku flew in the direction of water country. Everyone was amazed seeing a person fly. Hokage asked the pink Anbu, "Will you show me what have you got? It might be useful if we were able to remove pink from council members." "No, I am sorry Hokage-sama, it very little to use and my only chance of getting rid of this. If I gave you this then you must grant me a month leave." Then he saw Inu pointing at him and laughing, seeing that the Anbu went home to clean himself. Goku had brought Naruto on top of a mountain in Uzu no Kuni and unsealed the house. Naruto was shocked to seeing a house appearing from nowhere. After some time he asked, "What is this place, Goku-sensei?" Goku made up some clones so that they could make some dinner for them. Then he turned to Naruto and looked Naruto in the eyes. Goku had always felt that every person needs a goal to surpass their previous limits. He himself had those key NDS of experiences when he lived on Earth. So they made a plan to tell the truth in a way to Naruto so that he can be motivated. "Naruto, this is the country where your mother was born." This immediately caught Naruto's attention. Then he started to ask non-stop questions to Goku. Goku held up his hand and said, "Yes, I know about them. And yes, they loved you very much. Before I tell you about them, I want to ask something of you." Naruto was in a way having emotional breakdown after knowing about his parents. He was very happy now that he knew his parents loved him and they didn't leave him because he had Kyuubi in him. "Do you know that Kyuubi is sealed in you?" asked Goku. Naruto just nodded, dumbfounded by the question. "Do you know why it attacked village?" Naruto nodded and mentally asked, "Can I tell him what you said, Kyuubi-san?" Naruto told everything that had happened in last 1 month with him. "Thank you for being truthful with me, Naruto," said Goku, then continued, "And now, Naruto, I too will tell you everything truthfully. The man who released Kyuubi is a kind of responsible for your parents' death. I will not tell his name right now, but I will say this much. That man is forming a group to capture you, to take Kyuubi's power from you. He released Kyuubi to see if he could fight it for its power, but when he wasn't able to defeat it, he put a wrong genjutsu on it and he redirected it towards Konoha so that village leader can seal it, and then it would be easy for him to take Kyuubi's power without struggle." Goku continued, "From what I know, He will come after you in 8 to 10 years. So only I am here to train you, because your father had requested it of King K." After hearing the name of King Kaya, Kyuubi's head shot up in shock. "I knew this guy was not any ordinary human. I can feel it. He has too much chakra to be human, Kyuubi thought to itself. Now kid, your father told me to tell you everything when I feel you were strong enough. Because both your father and mother were strong, they had many enemies to them. And when word gets around that you are their child, then they all will be after you. So tell Naruto, do you want to earn the information by hard work, or do you want me to tell you all now? Kyuubi now got what this man was doing. He was creating a goal for Naruto so that he could surpass his limit to reach there. Kyuubi didn't try to influence Naruto's choice because in both ways Naruto will know about his parents. But how will he know will truly be his choice? I will earn it, Goku. Sensei said Naruto with determination in his eyes and in his tone. Okay, Naruto, now you know that your mother was from Uzugakure and your father was from Konohagakure. And Naruto, your full name is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. Goku said, smiling at him. Common kid, now we will have dinner and then we will discuss about your training schedule. After dinner, Goku and Naruto sat out discussing. Naruto, I am a fighter but not a ninja. So I don't know anything about stealth and killing. Those things you should learn by yourself or by someone. I will just try to make you strong, said Goku. Don't worry kid, I will help you with that. I am expert with that kind of things, said Kyuubi. Don't worry Goku sensei, Kyuubi will teach me that, said smiling Naruto. Okay, then from tomorrow till 1 week you will just do running and exercise in morning and evening. In afternoon you study and in evening before running. Tomorrow I will show a jutsu. And how fast you learn that jutsu, depending on it you will progress, said Goku, ruffling Naruto's hair. So then now you can go to sleep. So the training started. Naruto was taught the Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, Shadow Clone Jutsu, and he learned that in 2 days. He even made up to 60 clones. So Goku made 5 clones and with each sent a group. First 10 Naruto's clone were sent to do read on beginner of seal book and next 10 to practice it. Then next 20 sent on leaf balancing chakra control exercise, then next 10 each were sent to learn different kata. Naruto did physical exercise. After first week Naruto was able to understand the basic of seal. Got some katas, had gotten leaf balancing and tree walking exercise and also learned 3D rank jutsu. When Naruto had told him about the gift given by Kyuubi, Goku started to teach him jutsu. But said not to depend too much on it. Now at the end of week Goku and Naruto sat near beach playing within water and laughing and enjoying days. Goku was a real fun person to be with. Little did Naruto know that swimming was also a part of exercise but which also has some amount of fun involved. Then they went home and after having dinner Goku talked about his progress he had made till now. Naruto, you are doing really well. Today before sleeping I will draw a gravity seal and resistance seal on you. Be using them and when you feel you are okay in Aya. Say with your present level increase it to next level, it has up to level 100. Which means you can increase it till then, 100 times the gravity of this planet. From tomorrow after your morning workout I will teach you how to fly. Naruto was visibly happy with that because Naruto thought flying was cool. Goku got up, started to go out of Naruto's room but turned near the door and said, "Ah, Naruto, your mother's name was Kushina Uzumaki, Konoha no Shinku Akari, Konoha's Crimson Fury, and she was also princess of the Whirlpool Village." Then went out. Naruto's progress skyrocketed because of gravity seal, Kage Bunshin, and healing of Naruto, which was main thing because his muscles got used to with his new muscles growing on him. Time skip of 10 months. Naruto's training had progressed very well. He knows more about himself, his mother's birthplace, and also that he was the prince of the Whirlpool Village. He now knows about his father but not his name. Kyuubi also told him that his mother was its previous Jinchuriki, but it had not known about the princess status about its Jinchuriki. As for the ninja status, he was high Chunin level. He had mastered 2 different Uzumaki style Kenjutsu with near perfection in stance. The perfection came because of Kage Bunshin. He used to make 10 clones to watch his audience while he was fighting with his other Kage Buns. Him whenever they used to see error or suggestion they used to pop and send memory to all other of his clone. So now he knew 2 Uzumaki style Kenjutsu, 2 Taijutsu, 250 ninjutsu, 50 of each element. 30 Genjutsu, it was his weak part but was now able to break any kind of Genjutsu, and Fuinjutsu he was at intermediate level which was good. His gravity seal was up to level 10 now. Naruto, why Oh, you are doing great till now, so I will tell you your father's name and about him. And also one of his prized jutsu. Said Goku, and tomorrow we will go to Tetsu no Kuni Iron Country to purchase your weapons. Better ask the shopkeeper if you have any thoughts about weapons, because samurais are good with weapons. Naruto, your father's name is Minato Namikaze. He is also known as the Yellow Flash and 4th Hokage of Konoha. Said Goku. Naruto was shocked. He had his thoughts about it, but then it was shocked to him when it was confirmed. It fitted very well why he sealed the Kyuubi in him. Because he could not ask others to sacrifice if couldn't, and also it was right seal it in him when it was sealed in his mother. Before your father died or you were born, he was working in the office. Your due time was not up to 2 or 3 days. When suddenly when Kyuubi roared, he was shocked and immediately went to your mother, where he found there the elders and Anbu guarding were dead. His guess was that some person had leaked the information from within the village to outsider. When he went in, he saw a person had you in his hand and trying to stop Kushina, who was still bleeding of your birth and totally exhausted. Kushina was using her chakra to hold the Kyuubi. Seeing your father, he threw you outside the window of the house. When your father saved you and came back, he was gone and your mother was bleeding more and lost control of Kyuubi. He tried to save her and took her to hospital. Then he went to the person who did that to her. Naruto, you shish. Old know that your father was known to be the fastest person at that time. So he caught him and they started to fight and your father was not able to defeat him and he ran off. When your father came to see your mother, she was in brink of death, and after her death he sealed Kyuubi in you, knowing you will need it when he comes after you. He was sad that he was not strong enough to save his loved ones, Goku told Naruto. Naruto started to cry and inside Kyuubi was also crying for Kushina. Naruto fell asleep crying and exhausted. Goku carried Naruto to bed so that he could sleep there. And Goku slept in same room so that he could keep an eye on Naruto. Next day went on silently. And Naruto had now new determination in him. Not the hunger for revenge, but to become strong and not lose his loved ones. He wanted to follow his dad's path. To fight for others and for his loved ones or die doing it like his father. Naruto was given 1 month to him and was ordered by Goku Fo. Our first time that he should reduce his gravity seal and resistance seal for 0. At first he didn't understand why to stop it. But when removed he was not able to control his action, like putting more chakra than necessary or putting more pressure than required. In this period he broke many glasses, but after 4 days he got used to it and also understood why he should not use it regularly. In meantime he also went to Tetsu no Kuni and came back with many weapons. 30 pack of Senbon needle, which were a bit longer and sharper than normal Senbon, 10 packs of kunai, 10 packs of shuriken. 2 katana with 1 channel able and another chakra resistant, 5 ninjutsu with 2 having wind chakra based, 1 for fire and 1 lighting, 10 swords, 2 each for wind, fire, lighting, 1 for water and 1 normal and 2 chakra resistant. 3 windmill shuriken, and a staff which was only 1 foot long, but when channeled chakra it would become 5.5 feet long. And in this 1 month he had learned Rasengan. And also learned that he had all the 5 type of elemental affinity. When he asked Kyuubi, it said that his elements were wind primary and water secondary, and because Kyuubi is in him and its chakra getting combined with his, so he has lower affinity to fire, earth and lightning. So he started to practice his affinities. Time skip 11 months. Naruto was now well built. He started to make food for himself and by doing so found out that he was much better cook than Goku. And his morning and evening workout gave him well-built body. Swimming in sea against the curry. NT had become one of his new hobbies. He did like to play, and when he had become proficient with current of sea, he had gone to small whirlpool nearby and tried doing same but found out it was much harder. Whenever he became tired, then he would just fly to his room and take a long bath. Naruto also had developed the hobby of playing harmonica whenever he was free. When he was returned in from Tetsu no Kuni, he had bought 3 different type of harmonica and also bought a book on that. As far as his ninja life is concerned, he was in high Junin level. He mastered the 2 Uzumaki style kenjutsu. He was efficient doing those by using sword, ninjutsu, and katana, even using wind and fire affinity. Now he was learning 2 different type of Suinkan Ryu, twin sword style, and he now kn. EU nearly 800 jutsu thanks to his Kage Bunshin, and he also did different variations of Rasengan. Sweden. Rasengan, Fuden, Rasengan, Kaden, Rasengan, Raiden, Rasengan, and he also did create his own Fuden jutsu. Genjutsu he knew around 100, but it was still his weak point, but because of his Kekkei Genkai it was almost useless against him. He knew 5 type of taijutsu now, his Fuinjutsu was at mastery level now. After returning from Tetsu no Kuni he had gone to the old Uzugakure village. And was trying to find out something or anything that he can get his hands on, so that he can keep memories of his village. The village was totally destroyed and nothing was left. When he found some skeletons of people he cried for them for a while and then made cage bunshin and buried them in one part of village. While taking skeletons he had found a seal stone in east side of village. Then he searched those areas for some time and at last he found very complicated seal array carved on T. He stone and he found 8 of those stones and applied his blood on it and found a big castle. He went in and saw that some of the places were damaged out, in whole it was intact. He made some clones and made them search the whole castle, and after searching for very long he found some storage scrolls and a scroll full of Uzumaki jutsu, and he also got a summoning contract now which was there in Uzumaki clan for generations. He also found some old Uzumaki style Fuinjutsu. All these in castle vault. Then he came out and again activated the castle so that it can be hid until right time comes. After reading and completing that book he started to make and create his own seals. Goku also taught him how to suppress his chakra when it is not required or to make his opponent underestimate him. Naruto, for next month I will be personally sparring with you. And after this month you will go out in the world and do whatever you want for next 6 months. Said Goku, which made Naruto look Goku confusion. Because he was never alone since he came to train. Then he realized that it was kind of test for him now. And meet as many people as you can. Make friends and go with different appearance. For today you can go to nearby town and henge into me and get whatever you want for your journey and come back and take rest, you might need it. Naruto did as he was told. The month was very long and painful. Now he understood why Goku sensei had never had spar with him. Whenever asked Goku for a spar, he used to just send a clone and say that he was not strong enough but soon will be. But now he knew that sparring with Goku sensei was like sparring with a mountain rock. Even if Goku just defended himself, it felt like he was stopped by a rock, or most times he was not even able to touch him. But at the end of the month he got used to their sparring and was able to have some hits now and then. He was happy in the end because he was able to fight Goku. Today was the day for his new look and start of his journey. He had his black Anbu pant and shirt, and had a black mask, like Kakashi, which covered his cheek to hide his whisker marks. He also had a black scarf on his head so to hide blonde hair. Then he had black mask with red spiral mark on it, big Uzu symbol. Then he had a dark black and fire orange at bottom for his coat, like Yondaime Hokage, which had many seals on it. He also had made some seals on the mask so that he could eat food without removing it with this it. Now he was ready for his long journey. Time skipped 6 months. Naruto came back to Uzugakure after exact 6 months. In these 6 months, he had done many things. Like, he had gotten his first kill the same day he left this place, exact 6 months before. It seems like a long time ago. When he had left the place and he went wandering towards Cha no Kuni tea country. While passing by a place he had heard someone scream for help. When he went there what he saw disgusted him. There were 2 girls. They were being raped by 6 men. He went there and killed all within seconds. They didn't even know he was there or their cause of the death. He was shocked to his feet. After he registered what he had done. But when he felt hug of a girl and heard word muttered thanks again and again, his shock and guilt lessened down in corner of his mind. When he asked girls what had happened to them, they said that they were from nearby village and was caught by these bandits. Their uncle was killed by these bandits. He took them home. Their entire family thanked him. When he heard that this village has been terrorizing by these kind bandits for a while, he decided to wipe out these bandits. And he just did that. It only took him 10 minutes. Next day, there were nearly 130 bandits and he killed them all. After killing those bandits he rescued nearly 40 women and some children. But 3 girls were dead. He took all the money from the camp and it was around 8 million. He distributed 3 million among the ladies, and gave 3 million to the village leader and warned not to waste money, and told village leader to use it on village's improvement. The man cried and thanked him. Naruto sealed remaining to keep for himself to future use. And then he started looking out other bandit camps, and in some searches he found some scroll and weapons. And to his surprise he also found a personal summon. So they called his clan summon and asked it if he can have other summons. Then it said yes, but only if they were also called for battle. Naruto agreed and signed the summon scroll and summoned it. And to his surprise there came a Black Panther. And her name was Yorihime, Night Princess. She had unusual affinity to wind and lightning. She also was good at genjutsu. She uses the wind element to make the air dense, and they used some kind of electric charge to affect their brain to cast genjutsu. They both got along well. And while wandering he also met many people and became friends. He went with the alias Black. In the 6 months he raided nearly 23 bandit camps. Some camps had nearly 300 to 350 bandits. After he made his first kill he had also unlocked his second level of his Kekkei Genkei. In second stage he could copy and see in all 360 degrees. It was like Hyuga clans, Byakugan. But he couldn't see chakra coils, chakra pathways, or tenketsu of another person, and veins didn't popped out near his eyes. But he was happy with what it did. But when he activated his third level it was not in a way he wanted. In this level he lost both the ability of his first 2 levels ability. But now he could cast one of the dangerous genjutsu, where the person will be Nushi. Brain dead, and only he can remove that jutsu off him, or he will wake up after 1 month with losing ability to use his hands and memory loss. In this level he can go into someone's mind and plant false memory. Or retrieve the knowledge from him. In this level he could see up to 3 miles. He used this third level only twice because he didn't like to mess with others' memory. Once was the case when a person named Kureisho from who had wiped out whole village including small children. He was the follower or some Jashin who follows a very strict religion. He did a bloody and ritualistic cult which performed their kinjutsu on him. This dark technique allows Kureisho to live through brutal wounds, in exchange for his killing of others and performing rituals upon victory. He had gained the third level when fighting with him. When he started the ritual Kyuubi warned him of. He just used Nushi no Jutsu on him and then tore apart all his knowledge and cut off his head. To be bounty because he was missing Nin of Grass Village. The second time he used was when he fought a Konoha missing Nin Hyugaru Hyuga, who was trying to rape a girl not more than 12, so he took all his knowledge from him and killed him. They both were A-ranked missing Nin. So he got good amount for their heads. And with his partner Yorihime he had whip out many bandit camps. Yorihime used to cast genjutsu and he would kill them and save nearby villager. He also sent a clone to Hokage with a letter saying hi to him and that he was okay. It was the stealth exercise given by Kyuubi. With all this done by him he had also earned his name in Bingo Book with good alias. Suddenly a figure appeared from nowhere. From the chakra signature he could easily say it was Goku. He had improved his senses to a great extent now. He could sense the entire chakra signature in 25 miles radius around him. He could also suppress his chakra to high genin level now. "How are you, Naruto? You look fine." Goku smiled at him. "Yes, I am fine," said Naruto. "Now Naruto, your next level of training will be held on another planet. If we stayed here, our chakra level will attract many people's attention." Naruto nodded to him, but was confused how they could go to another planet. "And Naruto, you better take off your seals. That planet has 5 times the gravity H. As this planet Naruto and deactivated his seals and took Goku's hand and they went off. Naruto saw that the planet was totally different than theirs. The trees over here were very big. Some were twice as large as Kyuubi. And Kyuubi was huge. "Naruto, you can follow your morning workout if you want. We will spar daily from now on. In this part of your training we will try and attain your transformation. I think you are at your limit in this normal form. You are above cage level in skills but you still need experience." Seeing Naruto's complete confused face he said, "Come out, I will give you demonstration." They went out and took off in the air and went little bit far from where they lived. Goku suddenly stopped in midair and turned to Naruto. Goku made 7 clones and gave all a seal, and by the looks it was Naruto could say that it was a very high level barrier seal. After creating a barrier Goku said, "Naruto, I am a Saiyan and we are very strong than normal humans. Naruto could hear that Kyuubi gasping. We can transform to increase our strength in every way possible. So we call this stage as Super Saiyan, said Goku. I personally have 5 levels. But you should know that attaining even one is great achievement. I am going to show you first 3 stage because if I go for level 4 we might get unwanted attention and have few people visiting me. Why? I prefer to avoid. Naruto nodded, thinking as Goku's enemy will also be as strong as he is. Seeing Naruto's face, Goku said, no, they are not my enemies or such. In fact they are my friends. And the problem is that I didn't visit them for some years and they are mad at me. And you better know that making your enemies angry is much better than getting your friends getting angry on you. You can hurt your enemies but not friends, except one. He would come to fight even from the other world. Thinking about Vegeta, Naruto nodded, knowing what Goku said was true. Goku stood in awe stance, then his chakra skyrocketed. Goku's hair became blonde and his eyes became green. This is Super Saiyan and we call it as Super Saiyan -1. Naruto nodded wide-eyed, seeing the power Goku was producing. It was like Goku's power increased more than 10,000 times. Then again he put up more power and his hair lengthened and there was electric charge around him, making the air shimmered around his. This is next level to Super Saiyan and we can call it as Super Saiyan 2. Naruto was only able to stop in air because he was using more chakra than usual to stay up. Other world. Minato, sensing high-level chakra, looked everywhere. Tried see from where it was coming but he saw none there. He turned to King Kai and asked, what is that and who is that? Asked, little bit scared. King Kai laughed and said, it is nothing. Goku was showing Naruto his Super Saiyan form. Minato looked shocked and asked, how can a single person have that much chakra and how can we feel that? Tell here. Asked awed Minato. Kai just shrugged and said, it is Saiyans for you. They never stop training even after knowing that they are some of the strongest fighters in the universe. Minato nodded, then started to train harder than before. Goku put on some more pressure and power, then his hair went till his back and he looked like warrior from heavens. Naruto could not stand there and was thrown away by the power Goku was producing. Down on the ground there had formed a very large dent. Seeing Goku like this he nearly pissed in his pants and even Kyuubi was acting strangely. But he heard Clea. RLY, it's saying, kid, don't you ever make Goku be mad on us. Naruto nodded, agreeing with it. In other world, Minato had fallen on his ass, shocked by the power. And this I call it as Super Saiyan 3 go. Ku said and went back to his normal self, and at the same time all Goku's clone disappeared. Common Naruto, we will have dinner and then talk. After having dinner, Goku said, Naruto, your body is at limit now. If you put more pressure to your body than now you might face some problem in future as some side effects. I think you should try to transform and attain your new form. I can feel your power you have within you and I know you can do it. Seeing Naruto bit disappointed, Goku guessed correctly what Naruto was thinking and said, don't worry Naruto. When I say it is your limit, then what? I meant to say as you are currently at your limit for your age. You will get strong as you get older. And your body will get adjust to it. But for now you are this is your extent. You can increase power but it might cause you harm. I don't know how, said Naruto, little bit tensed. It's okay Naruto, we will find out in time. For now you take rest and sleep well. From tomorrow your next level training will begin. Time skip 23 months. Naruto was far above Kage level. In all ninja aspects his speed and skills, but still got beaten by Goku and was told he would be strong as time passes. His stealth had improved very much. He had learned all the jutsus Goku could teach to him. Now he knew that Goku was not from his planet. He was sent to help him from request made by his dad. He had felt warmth inside him after knowing that his father cared about him so much that he didn't let Naruto alone even after his death. Which made him happy and his determination grew even harder. And he learned of his mother's wish was to build Uzugakure again. He made it as his own dream to do so, and now being prince of the Whirlpool village he took it as his own duty. He also learned the names of Akatsuki organization members. Deidara, Hidan, Hoshigaki Kisame, Kakuzu, Konan, Orochimaru, Pain, Sasori, Tobi, Uchiha Itachi and their spy Zetsu. And the hidden person Uchiha Madara, who was the main torn for his entire problem. Death of his parents and many dead people in Konoha. He had his seals up to level 55. He had created many of his own personal jutsu or combination jutsus. He even was able to transform after 6 months of trying. He felt very good in this stage. His speed and strength increased many times, and Kyuubi even commented that in his transformed form he might even be able to fight 7-tailed demons. And coming that from Kyuubi was like it saying it was damn impressed. And he fought Goku in his Super Saiyan form in even grounds. Their seed was inhuman, and he guessed that very less people would be able to see him in this state. Giving all out in a fight was some fun. He even made a Kon Bunshin, and it was like his Cage Bunshin, but here he transferred Kyuubi's conscious in the clone, and the clone was half strong as his normal self, which even then was above Cage level, and Kyuubi was happy with it. The clone would take some amount of damage, and when dispelled by him or Kyuubi or got killed, Kyuubi would come back to Naruto's seal. He also summoned his summons and practiced with them. They were happy with that, and they all bonded well with each other. They all tried out different moves. He had created different combination moves with them. Sometimes when he used to let out Kyuubi, go out and do battle with it. And if Kyuubi was weaker than him in power-wise, having only half of his power, even then they used to have even match because of Kyuubi's vast experience. Good morning and happy birthday, Naruto. Naruto was shocked that he had forgotten his own birthday. Thanks, Goku, said Naruto. Naruto, today I will take you to another planet for a surprise. So pack all your belongings and don't forget to remove your seal. Naruto nodded and was bit excited to know what the surprise could be. After a while he came and saw that Goku was ready, so he took his hand and they both disappeared. Other world. Hey King Kai, I have a guest here for a visit. Goku shouted. Kai saw Naruto and stared at Naruto for a minute. Naruto looked tense, then suddenly said, "You look like pineapple." Then he started to giggle. Then started laughing out loud. Another person who was living on King Kai's planet came to see what was happening. When he saw that Kai was laughing out loud and next to him Goku, who too was laughing, and then when he saw another person he was shocked to see a boy with blonde hair scratching his head in confusion and also laughing little bit. Minato smiled at him with teary eye and said, "Naru-chan." Naruto turned and was shocked to see the yellow flash, 4th Hokage of Konoha, and his dad. Then he was hugged and Naruto too hugged him back, started to cry. Minato held Naruto. Then when he had tears in eyes and rubbed Naruto's back. When Naruto calmed down he said, "I am sorry, Naruto, to put this burden on you. I was." How Minato got punched by Naruto hard in his gut. When he saw Naruto's face he had smile on his face. "Now we are even," said Naruto to his dad. He knew he couldn't be angry on a guy who helped him even after he was dead. "How are you, Naruto? How is your training going on?" asked Minato. "I am doing fine, Dad. And my training has been good and kind of awesome," said Naruto smiling. Minato and Naruto saw that King Kai was scolding Goku for bringing a living being on his planet. So Minato turned to Naruto and said, "Shall we go in? King Kai will be going on for a while." Naruto giggled and nodded to his dad and they went to a room and they sat on the bed. "What have you learned?" asked Minato curious. "I learned all the things you taught to Goku, and also made many jutsu on my own," said Naruto, proud of himself. Minato looked shocked and thought he was joking, because even with the very hard and vigorous training no one would be able to learn nearly 2,700 ninjutsu and genjutsu combined, jutsus and 18 styles of fighting, taijutsu and kenjutsu combined, and fuinjutsu. It would have taken around nearly 10 years of least to learn all. He himself was not good at Uzumaki-style kenjutsu. "Good job, Naru-chan," said smiling Naruto. "No, Dad, I really did learn all. I now know nearly 2,650 ninjutsu, 11 kenjutsu, 10 taijutsu, and created many of my own seals and did gravity and resistance seal, which are at mastery level. So I am master in seals also," said Naruto in proud tone. Minato shocked at his child and still processing it in his head and was not able to form any words, so he just asked silly but reasonable question, "How?" "You can say thanks to Goku and Kyuubi for that," Naruto said smiling. Seeing his dad giving him a questioning look he laughed and said, "Thanks to Cage Bunshin and occlumency. You know that what the Cage Bunshin learns you too learn that after dispelling. The day I learned to do Cage Bunshin, I did around 60, then made them do chakra control exercise and send them to do useful work, and I did physical exercise. And now I can do nearly 10,000 Bunshin. And this kind of training wouldn't have worked if Kyuubi didn't teach me art of occlumency. It is a mind art where I can sort the memory and make as mind library so that I don't forget anything and keep my emotion hidden when necessary and sort the large data lump I get from my bunshin. Minato nodded and bumped to hymns. LF in his head for not thinking about this jutsu's use before. At that time Goku came in and said, "Okay, Naruto, I will leave now. You have your birthday surprise and it's time for me to leave and meet my family on Grand Kai's planet. Your training is completed from my side. You have done well, Naruto, and now you can enjoy," said Goku. "No, sensei, I still have much to learn. And I still have 6 months of training left," said Naruto, thinking fast so that Goku won't leave so soon. And in start of training they had already decided that he must go and attend the academy for a year so that he could have friend of his own age. On that, Naruto, you see," Goku said, scratching his head, "the planet in which we practiced, there the time goes fast, so only 1 year is passed in your world. And so you have 1.5 year time left to go to Konoha, not 6 months. Goku gave little bit a laugh and said, "I think you should go and travel once again and try to learn as much as possible and make friends, because after you become ninja you can't make friends easily. Now you are in neutral ground and can make friends easily." Naruto just nodded but thought of how Goku could forget things like that. But Minato thought he had planned all this from first. "Okay, Naruto, I will see you in 15 days. Goku said and then disappeared. "Common, Naruto, we will have something to eat and tea. Hen, you can tell me what else have you done till now?" said Minato, and went and brought some food to eat. Naruto ate and was speaking about all the pranks he had pulled till now in village and what all he did before coming here. "So Naruto, tell me, how does your Kekkei Genkai work and what is its name?" asked Minato. "Dad, I still haven't given it a name. From what Kyuubi has told me it has 5 levels and I have woken already 4 of them," said Naruto. "Tell me, Naruto, what it does so that we could give it a name and show me how it looks," said Minato. Naruto nodded and activated his first Evil. "This is my first level where I can copy the others' jutsu just like Sharingan, and the added advantage is that I can also copy the sub-elemental jutsu which Sharingan would not be able to copy. But the drawback compared to Sharingan is that I should practice it to get the jutsu or for the jutsu to have correct amount of the chakra." Minato nodded, looked closely. The changes occurred in his eye. The eye had turned a darker blue color and there was like a dark green color windmill shuriken in middle of an eye and the center point of eye being blue. Naruto then activated his second stage and said, "This is second stage. In this stage I can see 360 degrees and can also use first stage with it," said Naruto. Minato saw that the dot in center of the eye had become red with thin line of red at all the ends of the windmill shuriken-like shape. It was like the green windmill shuriken's sharp edge is shown by thin red line. Naruto activated his third stage. Naruto's eye changed from what it was before. The horizontal side of the shuriken-like design became very small. And now it looked like a green vertical line with very small vertical green line crossed over vertical L. In horizontally and in center the red point had become darker red. In this level I lose both the ability of my first 2 levels. But now can cast one of the dangerous genjutsu where the my open and will be Nushi, brain dead, and only I can remove that jutsu off him or he will wake up after 1 month with losing ability to use his hands. In this level I can go into someone's mind and plant false memories. Or retrieve or take the knowledge from him. In this level I can also see up to 5 miles now, before it was 3. Said Naruto. Naruto then activated his 4th level. Naruto's eyes now had 1 vertical green line, clits like fox, and had 2 small horizontal clits of red and green, one below another, making vertical line into 3 equal parts. I activated this level when I first transformed. In this level I can use thirds techniques and can see fast moving objects slow. That is, I can slow time for around 10 seconds, said Naruto. Those eyes of yours are very beautiful, Naruto. I think Enzarugan Angel Eye would be a good name. What do you say? Asked Minato. Perfect, said smiling Naruto. Naruto started to tell him about all the things he has been doing. When he told that he had made different type of Rasengan, he was shocked. What are they, Naruto? Asked Minato, curious to know what his son had done with his unfinished Rasengan. He wanted to add elemental chakra to it to make it complete. Goku said that the Rasengan was incomplete jutsu, said Naruto, and looked at his dad for confirmation. Yes Naruto, I wanted to add elemental chakra to it, said Minato. Naruto nodded and said your Rasengan is a ranked, right? Minato nodded. So I created 4 elemental type of Rasengan. Kaiden Rasengan, Raiden Rasengan, Fuden Rasengan, Suiden Rasengan, which I made it as S rank jutsu. Seeing his father's questioning look, he said I have wind and water affinity, but because I am always absorbing small amount of Kyuubi's Yuki, I can also use its elements. Minato nodded. After completing it I came across its disadvantage of being short range, so I created Kaiden Rasengan Danjin, Bullet, Fuden Rasengan Danjin and Suiden Rasengan Danjin, but was not able to do same with Raiden. It was more unstable than I thought. Naruto winced on remembering the after effect of that unusable jutsu. Minato gave a little bit of laughs on his son's understatement. I made it all as S rank jutsu because it too does same amount of damage as other elemental Rasengan. Minato nodded and was happy that his son had completed Rasengan. After these elemental Rasengan was completed, I took Rasengan to next and its final level. Naruto gave his father a devious smile. Minato was shocked that there could be level beyond elemental Rasengans. How can there be another level? As far as I know, the elemental would have been final form of my Rasengan. You underestimated your own ability, Dad, said Naruto, laughing at his father. You were a genius in the way you made Rasengan. Okay, tell me how you took it to next level, Minato asked Naruto, happy and excited to see what would be final form of his original jutsu. Fuden Rasenshuriken, Raiden, Rasensenpuuki, both is very powerful jutsu. I used the Kage Bunshin to pump more Fuden or Raiden chakra into Fuden Rasengan and Raiden Rasengan. And I also created combination Rasengan, Fuden, and Kaiden Rasengan Gadai Bakua, Wind and Fire Rasengan Combine Blast. Here I would create Fuden Rasengan in one hand and Kaiden Rasengan in another, and then combine those two and direct the explosion in a direction. Same way Fuden and Suiden Rasengan Gadai, Wind and Water Rasengan Combine Blast. Here is use water instead of fire. And these are SS ranked jutsu, said Naruto. My last and most powerful Rasengan is SSS rank, and Kyuubi gave me the idea to do this, and I can use this only when I am in my transform state. I named it as Kitsune Rasengan, where I use 85% of Kyuubi's Yuki and I mix my own 15% of chakra to create a Rasengan. Its explosion range is 30 miles, said Naruto, to which Minato's eyes nearly pooped out hearing this. I am proud of you, Naruto, and I know your mother will be too. Minato happily. The time went on and Naruto was practicing shifting, which was thought by Kyuubi where he could move anywhere as far as his sense can reach. It would be very useful while in battle. Minato taught him some of his own personal seals, and so Naruto was enjoying himself. His father used to speak of his mother and tell him more her and how they got together. He so told him about Ki and told him if he wants to use it then he should sign the Toad Contact. Naruto nodded and told he will ask his summons if could get one more summons because he already had 2 now. Minato was shocked on knowing that his son had already 2 summoning contract, but not as much when he got to know that he had his name in bingo book and he is an A- ranked. The time went on and his time there came to an end. Goku came with left hand and his head bandaged still. But he was still smiling. Hi everyone, and Naruto, are you ready to go home? Asked Goku. Minato and Naruto were shocked that Goku was hurt. They had never thought anyone would be strong enough to hurt him, so however the person was they must have been strong. On the other hand, Kay was giggling and just asked how long and how many planet. So you saw that. At a nod. I don't know how you all Kais, and the old man Kai saw. I put all kinds of barrier seals. Goku, how many times I have told you not to call him old man. He is Grand Kai, give him some respect. Reprimanded K. Yes, I saw the fight. So tell me how long and how many planets. 6 days and 3 planets, it was he who blast. Ed 2 planets I did only in last one, said Goku, and was trying to cover up that he had blown 1 planet. So, East Kai lost 3 planets, said Kai, giggling again. Yes, said Goku sheepishly. Naruto asked what happened. Goku sensei. Nothing, just had spar with one of my friends, said Goku. And blown up 3 planet. Asked Minato. Goku nodded and asked shall we go? Trying to change topic. How can a spar blow up 3 planets? Asked Naruto, shocked. Vegeta has become strong and so we had to fight as Super Saiyan 4 at last 2 planets again trying to defend himself. And you didn't went Super Saiyan -5? Asked Kai. No, at first I thought it would be not necessary, but at the end I had to use it. But when I did, Vegeta also was exhausted and we fought for a while, but the amount power made plain to explode and we were not able to complete our spar. I brought unconscious Vegeta Grand Kai planet and I got patched up and came here before Vegeta would wake up. Then they felt the sudden massive amount of power which made Goku's Super Saiyan 3 look as nothing. I think he has woken up. Common Naruto, time to go. Naruto nodded to Goku and turned to his dad and said, I will miss you, dad. Then gave his dad a hug. I too will miss you, son. Remember, I am proud of you and your mother will also be. And Naruto, give Konoha another chance. Naruto nodded. Don't worry, dad, I will give even third chance if it came to that, but if it comes to it I will leave Konoha. Anyway, I will leave it one day so that I can go to Uzugakure, but I want to become Junin before I go. But if things don't work out well, then I go back to Uzugakure. Seeing his dad's face, he said, I will do all I can to gain place there, dad. It all depends on how they respond back then, said as a prince of the village I at least have to do what I can to my village. Minato nodded, knowing that his son had same amount of loyalty to his people as much as he had loyalty to Konoha when he died. But building a village will take all the time in the world, and he had known that if anyone could do that it would have been Naruto. I know, Naruto, and I am proud of the person you have grown up to become, said Minato, again hugging him and Naruto in basement of the house. Have you seen the family photo? Naruto looked confused. It was taken when your mother was pregnant, so it is like family photo. Naruto nodded, remembered to bring that photo in his room. Behind that there is a storage seal. In that there is money your mom had gathered for the village, use it, said Minato, remembering Kushina keeping some money in there always. Naruto smiled and nodded. Minato nodded and turned to Goku and said, I thank you for things you have done to my family, Goku-sama, and I am in your depth. Goku nodded and smiled at him, not his jovial or sheepish smile, but a smile which indicates that he understood what this meant to Minato. Then Goku took Naruto's hand and they disappeared. Isn't he really a great guy, Shinigami-sama? Said Minato, looking at the place they disappeared. Yes, even though he is the strongest person, he never let that go to his head. He has very good heart. He was always kind and jovial. Your son is same way. He too has kind heart if you are not his enemy even after the life he lived. Minato nodded. In corner of his heart there was always a fear of how his son would turn out after what he had seen the mob did to him. But now he was happy the way he had grown up, and he thought the credit also should be given to Goku. The way the man lived would always make you feel friendly around him. Land of Whirlpool Village. Naruto and Goku landed in the place where they had come when they started. Goku asked, what is your plan now, Naruto? I think I will go towards to Wave Country. While I was on travel I heard a person named Tazuna who was good builder, so I will go there and ask to him if he would help me start building my village. I now have around 100 million from the bandit camp I wiped out and the bounty I got on missing nins. After that I will ask some people or small village people if they would to consider becoming a part of Uzugakure. If they don't want, then it would be their wish. I also want to meet my godmother, who is known to be great medics and is my last relative. From what my dad said, the first Senju and Uzumaki were brothers. Goku nodded in agreement. Naruto, before leaving I want to say some things to you. When Naruto was listening he said, remember to be strong to help your friends. There will always be a stronger person than you, and it is not wrong to be weak, but don't let others harm your friends, so become strong to help them. And even if you are the strongest person in this planet, if your enemy has your friend neck at sword point, then you will be weak. So help your friends, and remember you can win a fight or battle single-handedly, but war will be won with your back covered with friends. Naruto nodded, then gave a hug to Goku. What are you going to do now, Goku-sensei? You can stay with me, asked Naruto, hoping the man who he considered as father figure and hoped he will accept the offer. Goku gave a little laugh and said, I think I will go and start my training on my own. If not, you will beat me next time we meet. Naruto just laughed at Goku, and then bowed to Goku and said, thank you for everything, Goku-sama. And you are always welcome to my house, said Naruto. Goku nodded and gave an understanding smile and disappeared. It had been 3 days since he started to search for this Tazuna, and at last he came near sea, and where he had heard that Tazuna lived on the other side of this sea. Then suddenly he felt a familiar chakra signature of a person who long since he had met in village. And with him he had another person who had high amount of chakra nearly as much as his Gigi. So he thought of showing up, then remembered that now he was a Black Death and it wouldn't be good. Then he thought of just speaking to him to know what is going on in Konoha. When he went near he was shocked to see his childhood friend, Blackman, now was wearing striking black cloaks with the red cloud patterns. So Blackman's name must be Uchiha Itachi. Naruto, thinking for a while, then made his appearance to them. "I challenge you for a duel, Hoshigaki Kisame," said Naruto. "Who might you be?" asked Hoshigaki Kisame. Before he could answer, Itachi beat at him to it. "He is Black Death. He is A-rank ninja and he is the one who killed Hidan's master Kureisho." Hoshigaki Kisame nodded and removed his sword and said, "I think I better take you alive to Hidan. He will be happy to give you to his god." Laughed Hoshigaki Kisame. "Kisame, be careful, this man beat a mortal person, so we don't know what he can do," said Itachi, activating his Sharingan to analysis him. "Don't worry Itachi, it will not take that much a time," said Kisame. "Sorry kid, I have no time to waste." Then he went to fighting stance. Naruto removed his chakra-resistant sword and took an Uzumaki style. Then after nearly 20 seconds of waiting they started to battle in high Junin to Anbu speed. It went on for nearly 20 minutes without a stop. Itachi was trying to analysis the person's move but saw not able to. For some reason his Sharingan was not working on this Black Death person. Then they stopped for a minute. Then Kisame said, "You are good kid. I never meet a person as skilled as you except my friends and my sensei." "Sorry but you are not up to my expectations," said Naruto. Then he moved in an inhuman speed and knocked out Kisame. Then he turned to Itachi, who was already in a fighting stance. Naruto smiled and sealed his weapon and put a hand in the pocket and okay something towards Itachi and said, "Catch." Itachi caught and the small bag exploded and then he heard a laugh. Itachi looked down and was shocked. His whole body had turned pink but not his Akatsuki cloaks. Then he remembered something similar happening to him 3.5 years before. Then he got a small smile for first time since he had killed his family. Then he too started to give out. Small laugh, then remembered who did this to him and saw to the person where he was standing before. But he was not there. Then suddenly he felt a blade pointed to his neck. Then he heard a voice saying in his ear, "Tell me Blackman, why did you kill all those people? And why are you in Akatsuki?" asked Naruto. "And for your information, I know a jutsu from which I can retrieve information from your mind. It will be painful and if you are innocent I will feel bad." Itachi was shocked. It was first time in his life that someone had caught him in off guard. And when he heard the nickname, he almost lost it and cried there itself. But when he heard the pain in his voice he felt as though he had been pierced through his heart. Here saw a boy who he considered like his little broth. Upset of what he had done but asked why he had done it. This question was asked to him by many peoples to know the truth, but this boy was asking him why he did that for his sake. Then he was shocked that Naruto had become so strong and was also tempted to know what would happen if he fought his brother figure. "I did for power," said same answer he gave to all. Naruto laughed but not humorous laugh but a hollow laugh which sent chill down in Itachi's spine. "Don't give me that crap. You always had power. And I don't believe it," said Naruto. Itachi was again shocked that he didn't believe that he did what he did without a reason, and his own friends and his own little brother believed he did it for power. "Why do you want to know?" asked Itachi. "I want to know for my satisfaction." Itachi nodded for direct answer. "Okay, I will tell," said Itachi. Naruto went and sat on Kisame. And pointed Itachi to take seat next to him. Itachi smiled again but sat on a rock, then about to speak but interrupted. "Blackman, don't worry about someone listening. I have put a sound barrier seal around us and Kisame will be asleep till I give him antidote." Itachi smiled. Itachi nodded and was more relaxed than he ever was. "A year after you went a person came to our house and my father was clan head, so he asked that if our clan helped this person to kill Hokage then he will allow him to become Hokage and that together they can rule the world." Itachi said in disappointment. To my shock, father agreed and they both didn't know that I was there, and so I escaped and told to Hokage. Ida. Kai then turned to Sky and said, "I was told to give report of happening to Hokage." Danzo also got the wind of it and because of whole clan was involved so he demanded to destroy all of them, but Hok. Age said that we could just be banished by village. But Danzo didn't want our Kekkei Genkai be with other village, so he demanded whole clan to be slaughtered. But again Hokage said that a person from our clan can be chosen and only guilty could be punished, and at last they all agreed. But to me and Hokage-sama's shock, I was chosen, but it didn't flash to us why. But in night I was approached by the person and was asked to kill all, and he will take me and have a place when I am out of village. And told me to meet me at Valley of the End. I was about to tell him to piss off, but he vanished in thin air. Without a trace. But that night I only killed peoples who were guilty, then went to report, but when I finished reporting a Chunin came into the room and said that I killed all the members of the Uchiha clan and ran off. And told that my brother was only survivor of Uchiha clan. Hokage told him to go and cover the area so that no one can enter or leave. Then he asked me what happened. Then I guessed and told him about the person. So then Hokage told me leave the village for 3 years and he will try to bring me back after it calms down, and if he didn't send me message then I should think that he will not be able to help me. And gave me S-class mission for 3 years to watch over this man. Then I got to know that it was the entire plot made by him to get me the Mangekyo Sharingan and to abduct me. And he was the person who killed our family, and he also kept my brother alive so that I don't get blind. Naruto sat for a while in silence, then after 10 minutes so then he said, no Blackman, you were wrong. Itachi gave him questioning look. I said you were wrong. This is not was a plot to get your brother, not you. Seeing Itachi's questioning look he expla. And I think he knew that you were there when you were listening the plan to kill Hokage. And waited to see your reaction. When you went to Hokage and not to your dad, he knew that you were loyal to Hokage. Even when Danzo said that your clan should be slaughtered, you didn't came to help of your clan to help clan but stayed with Hokage. So they chose you as their dummy and killed all people and left your brother. How do you think this happened? When people were killed on one noticed except your brother who doesn't have any ninja way learned. They knew from start that you were a spy or at least loyal to Hokage. And for last they did this to get your brother, not you. You were just a batter for your brother, and from what you have told me about your brother, he would be planning to kill you every minute of his life. They have won their first part of plan. Seeing Itachi and I and said if you tell him he will turn against village, and if you didn't tell him then he will kill you. Or that person will kill you and then tell your brother about the truth that his brother was sacrificed by the village for village's good. And Konoha will know that if you leave this group. Because your group leader will tell the villagers. I think Danzo is working for this group, said Naruto, who was sheathing inside for what that Uchiha Madara did to him and then his friend. Then he remembered Goku's words to protect Itachi Nichin. Itachi looked shocked by what Naruto called him, but as much as what he said after that, I am building a village. And when you feel tired enough to leave your past behind, then come and ask me. I will make up your death and give you some post in the village with new identity. So you don't want to go to village? Asked Itachi. Yes, I will go for village. That doesn't mean I can't build my village. But in the future with the Hokage permission I will leave the village. Said Naruto. And do you think they will leave you? I don't think so. You are a Jinchuriki. Naruto, I think you know that. He got a nod. Then you should also know that village will not leave you freely, and if you leave they will mark you as missing nin. This time it was Naruto who looked confused and asked what did Gigi said the reason I left the village. Asked Naruto. Only those people who came to say bye to you know that you left for training, said Itachi, but for he council and village people he told that he gave a person a S-class mission to protect you so that nothing may happen to you like 3.5 years ago happened to you, and because it is a S-class mission and given by Hokage himself. No one dared to ask question about it. Because it is an S-class mission's information will not be revived till mission is over. And from what I saw today you were more than capable to handling yourself. Naruto started to laugh loud and clam down. After some time Gigi made a very good prank out of the situation. Itachi was also smiling. Naruto then said. I said that because as a prince of different village I can go to my village whenever I want to leave. Seeing shocked face of Itachi he again started to laugh. So you were saying that you are prince of another village? After getting a nod he asked, then why did Yondaime-sama made you Jinchuriki? Because he was my father, said Naruto, and after hearing this Itachi fainted. And Naruto started to laugh seeing Itachi fainted, and inside he was happy that his Blackman was not a bad person. Naruto woke Itachi, who was still in bit of shock. Then he too understood how big a prank Hokage had pulled on village, and then he too started to laugh. So you were a Jinchuriki and prince of a village and son of Yellow Flash? He just conformed himself and smiled. Yes, my name is Naruto Uzumaki. I Namikaze, prince of the Whirlpool village, and I am planning to try and start building a village. So only I came here, to meet Tazuna, who is good builder from what I have heard, said Naruto. How that building a village will take lot of money? Asked Itachi, then got a nod, and then he suddenly got an idea and said, Naruto, we just delivered goods amount of money for the person named Gotoin. He has hired many bandit and masonries and some ninjas and ruling on wave. I think if you help this village, then this Tazuna might help and build you village for at lower rate, and you can all. So take money from them, and from what I know from the bingo book, you don't like bandits, and by doing so will satisfy all, said Itachi in happy tone. Naruto also nodded and was also happy. Then he too RNED to Itachi and looked him in the eye and said, Itachi Nichan, please don't go after that person or at Danzo. That person is stronger than you, and Danzo is for stronger in politically. I know how you are feeling. I too know that feeling. He is the reason my parents are dead. He is the person who released Kyuubi on village and went to toe with my dad before he escaped. So please don't go after him. The time will come when we can strike back at him, but it is not the time yet, said Naruto in serious tone. Itachi sighed, and he had known that he didn't stand a chance against the person, but seeing him always and not attack him would be difficult. And if what Naruto said was true, then he was as strong as Yondaime-sama. Then he remembered something and asked, can you defeat him? Naruto thought for a while and said, I don't know him and not seen him, but at current stage I might defeat him, but I doubt I will be able to kill him. Don't worry, Ni-chan, in time we will LSO be able to kill him. Don't get hasty, everything will be done in time. Itachi nodded for that, and Naruto then asked about the information on other person of the group, but Itachi said he would not be able to tell because of seal present on him, for which Naruto accepted and asked him about how they get this money, for which he said that it was Hidan and Kakuzu's job to bring money, and Kakuzu, being bounty hunter, got the money for the group. Naruto nodded, said, and Ni-chan, don't give up my identity. If you do, then I will pull pranks on you for rest of your life. Itachi gulped at that, knowing Naruto's prank might humiliate him, and he preferred to die than be laughing figure for others. Then Naruto then dropped something on Kisame which turned him into orange and said to Itachi, EAD somewhere in an article that he hates orange. Said Naruto, smiling deviously, then said to Itachi, tell him to go to bingo entry office and to tell them that I beat him, and then give this scroll, which has the antidote of 1 dose. Naruto gave 2 scrolls and said, the other one is for you, and be careful, Ni-chan. Then went to Itachi, had gave a hug. Itachi smiled happily this time. Naruto had given him again strength and purpose to live, and also some part of family, and when he had said what had happened to Dark Day and was still accepted, he felt as though he got his family back. I will be okay, Naruto. You be careful about yourself. Naruto gave Itachi 2 items. One was small ball as small as a chakra pill, and another was a hand cloth. Ni-chan, you break the pill when you have meet all the person of the group. It will send me the entire person's chakra signature to me, and it would be helpful to me when I am in an area I can be tracked by them. And that cloth has a blood say Al on it, so when you want to leave the group and what to join village, or if you are in trouble, put some of your blood and chakra into it. Itachi nodded, and Naruto gave another hug to Itachi and appeared before putting something on Kisame again. Itachi woke Kisame up. When he woke up, he was ready to battle again with that Black Death, but saw a pink Itachi and burst out laughing. Itachi got a tick mark on his head and threw a mirror Kisame. When he saw his face, he was angry, and then Itachi said, the color will stay like that for a month, and if you want an antidote, then we should go to the bingo entry office and say to them that we were beaten by Black Death. After hearing that, Kisame started curse again, but covered his hood and started to walk toward the east so that he could go to bingo office so that he could remove this damn color. Itachi was smiled at Kisame and thought, now that Naruto is back, things would get fun again. The end. Remember to subscribe and like this video. See you in the next part.